What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about evidence of mounts at Marvel Rivals that stealthy places or losing players in bot matches. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Timothy Kane. We talked him about last week on one of his videos. This week, last week is, do gamers know what they want? This week is, do devs know what gamers want? Good. I don't know if you guys heard the song ahead of time. I made a song about Tim with his thoughts. Let me see what. Here we go. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the Flash director says movie failed partly because women don't care about the character. Hate to tell you, the guys didn't care about the character, let alone the girls that didn't care about the character. Imagine making comic book movies for comic book fans. I don't know, just crazy. And then we'll get to other conversations in the show down the road. If you guys like what we do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do live streams, uploads, podcasts, gameplay, lots of different content on this channel. And I appreciate you for coming out and hanging out with us. What's going on, chat? What's going on, Mo? Eclipse, L, Argus, Jones, Crowded House, Lucas, Jason, Roick, good morning. How's everyone doing? How is everybody doing? I added 2 new songs to the list. We got one that was called Crazy Uncle Nintendo, and then Tell Me What You Want. Tell Me What You Want. I'm gonna make a playlist. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the music yet, because we play it before the show starts, the live show starts, but then after the fact, if you watch the show after, I cut out the first 20 minutes because people don't want to listen to music at that point, right? They're just it's a VOD at that point, so it just starts the show for the Daily Grind. So I'm thinking about putting these on a separate channel or doing something with all of these songs I'm creating. So I'll let you know when that happens. Crowded House says one of the worst takes I think I've ever heard for a failure. Oh, for the Flash? Yeah, it'll be interesting to read the article because it just says the Flash director says movie failed partly because women don't care about the character. Imagine making a movie for the people that like the character and not for the people that don't like the character. It also doesn't help that the movie comes in after the fact of like the Justice League. It comes in after the fact after James Gunn says that none of these movies link to the other movies that are coming out. So it's like, why invest the time into those things? But, you know, we'll see what he has to say because I didn't read the article. One of the first things I want to talk about is that the evidence, let me bring this up. The evidence mounts that Marvel Rivals stealthy places lose players in bot matches. And I know because I'm a loser or I'm the loser. Right? So we talked about this a couple days ago. Last week, I think we talked about it with Marvel Rivals. What's going on, Haley? And all we said last week, or at least what I said last week, is, look, I'm okay if you put bots in the thing. Just let people know that it's bots, right? Don't be sneaky with it, right? Just let people know. Like, if you want to play against bots, you go against the practice AI bots, okay? Because if they want you to come back every single day for game time, and we were talking about the Chronos tokens that are taken away, they want you to engage with the content. People will engage with the content regardless if you're playing or not, and it's like counterproductive. People are proving now that there are bots in bot lobbies in quick matches, okay? At the same time, they're taking the Chrono tokens away each month, or I'm sorry, each season, right? Because they want you to engage with the content. So if someone put 100 hours in season 1 and doesn't put any time into season 2, but they have enough Chrono tokens to go through the season pass by just paying the $10, what's the problem? Because they're giving you the money and you're filling the matches with bots, right? So we'll get into that, okay? So all I've said last week was just be upfront about it, right? Don't sneak it that you're putting people into bot lobbies because then we feel like you're manipulating something. If you're manipulating that and you're not being truthful about that, then what else are you not being truthful with, right? And that's not just with Marvel Rivals. This is just the game industry as a whole, okay? So let's read on. It says, you might see rumblings over the holidays that Marvel Rivals is serving players easy bot matches when they go on a losing streak. That's a sort of claim I usually take with a grain of salt. Competitive shooters, yes, bots masquerading as real players are unfortunately common in some of the most popular games around, especially in battle royales and mobile games. What I love about this, okay, is that for the longest time, for years, goes back to 2017, 2018, I remember being on a podcast with Lono, right? Reforge Gaming, okay? And we talked about bots in the battle royale of Fortnite. And people in the chat, in the live chat, in the comment section thought I was crazy. They thought I was crazy. I said, there's bots, okay? I believe Lono even agreed with me. He's like, yeah, I think there are, right? I would have to go back, but I can't see those videos anymore. But I said there was bots, and people were like, nah, there's no bots. And here we are all these years later, and now it's just common practice, right? Now it's just common. Yeah, there's bots. There's bot lobbies. There's bots in the game. It's to make you feel better about yourself when you're playing the game and you're engaging with the game, okay? But it also is true that players often misidentify actual humans as bots to explain why their team is underperforming. Now, this is another perfect example when you can blur the line, right? There's bots, but there's no bots. You think there's bots, but there are bots, but you're like, you're crazy. It's not bots. And that's the problem. They blur the line. Even last night when we were going up against it, we couldn't tell if we were going up against console players or if we were going up against PC players, which also could be bot players. You don't know anymore, okay? It says that was not the case in Reddit user, okay? Lengthy post on Marvel Rivals subreddit called Everything You Need to Know About Marvel Rivals Secret Quick Play Bots, okay? They're not crying bot, but laying out the results of over the week of testing, okay? Now, Sorankeeks, I don't know how to pronounce that, right? Determined that Rivals is more than happy to throw losing players a bone by giving them some easy bots to stomp on, but only under certain conditions, okay? It says bots only appear in quick play, not competitive. You would hope, right? You would hope. Okay? After 2 consecutive losses, your chances of being put into a bot lobby in quick play are very high. Not guaranteed, but very high. If put into a bot lobby, it will be 4 human teammates plus 2 bot teammates versus 6 bot opponents. Now, see, last night, when we had a full team, if you have 4 players on your team or whatever, or if you're playing solo queue and you're going in, it will throw you into a bot lobby with 3 other players, 4 total, and then 2 bots on your team, okay? You'll be penalized for leaving the bot lobbies as well, right? Because they don't want you to know that you're going against bots, so they treat it like it's actual real people. All bots are account level 1. Okay. All bot profiles have restricted access as opposed to limited access for human profiles. Okay. It says in those guidelines that got me curious. Have we seen enough questionable clips of human rival players online suspect NetEase to throwing bots into a mix sometimes? But it's really serving up the entire bot lobbies to boost engagement. Question mark. If all of this takes going on to losing streak, it could just try it for myself. So I played a few normal matches, the writer says, making sure that I watched enemies and the team behavior for anything sus. After every game, I checked my match history and viewed every player's career profile to check against the description of the bot. Most of the real profiles were public. Some had set their privacy set to limited, and none were restricted. Checking account level was also a bit trickier. Public profiles show the number, but it's also wanted to peek my private account. So I had to get killed by them and check their name tags of the kill cam. All accounts I saw were past level 1. Okay, so despite pretty ass at Rivals, the writer says, I was having trouble going in on a losing streak. So I did the only thing that I could do by sabotage our team while still trying to win. All right, for science, right? For science. Okay, so I played my first 3 matches as Spider-Man. Well, that's throwing the game. If you suck at Spider-Man, you're definitely, it's like 5-on-6. I went 1 match with only a single kill. A couple teammates politely asked me to switch off Duelist. Sorry, can't. And Rocket Raccoon player rubbed in my face when it successfully 1v1 me 3 times. Okay, it was a bloodbath, but the job got done. I lost 2 matches in a row, and after the 3rd match, another loss. I examined the lobby. Still no bots, but I did say it could take more than just 2 losses, so I jumped into 1 more match, and then I could quickly smell something funky going on. Okay, so he's got some red flags here, okay? Some red flags. For the first time today, there was no console players on the enemy team, okay? Which is, I mean, obviously, it could happen, right? You could go up against all PC squad or whatever, okay? Their account names were generic and cheesy, like Die For Me, okay? It says also, I was actually getting kills as Spider-Man. Should have been all the evidence I needed, really, okay? Because he wasn't getting any kills before, and now he was getting kills with Spider-Man. Maybe he's getting better, okay? Maybe they're getting better, okay? I watched every kill cam and noticed 4 accounts were level 1. I never saw the other 2. After we won, I clicked on their profiles to find all 6 marked as restricted. Okay, so there you go. Right, so I don't know why these are blanked out. Do they not have names? Or did he blank them out? Oh, these were the other real players. Got it. These were bot players, and these were real players. He didn't want to show their names. Got it. Okay. It was exactly as he described. 2 bots on my team and 6 on the other. Okay. I lost 3 times in a row against confirmed real players, and then suddenly I got nothing but bots. Their play styles reminded me of fill-in bot teammates you get in Counter-Strike. Impossibly aware, okay, and are really bad at finishing a kill. One time, Reed Richards' bot, who again is supposed to be level 1 player trying Rivals for the first time, had such an impressive command of his abilities that he yanked me out of the sky mid-Spidey swing and then proceeded to barely attack. Okay, so little things like that. Now, obviously, over time, those bots will become better. Right? We play Star Wars Battlefront 2, and we go up against bots co-op, right? And sometimes the bots, you're like, did someone take control of that bot? That bot is way too not body, okay, type of stuff, right? It says, this sucks no matter which way you slice it. This is bad for the community, who now have to deal with NetEase misleading them to bogus wins. It's bad for competitive integrity for Rivals, and those default mode for play regularly serves invalid matches. It's even bad for the average player who might take the wrong lesson out of the bot match they believe was real. Though I wager NetEase only does this because its data says bot matches keep folks playing longer. And that's the actual conversation, right? The actual conversation is this wrong, right? Is this wrong, or is it for your own good, right? Being a parent, sometimes you tell your kids things because they need to know, and other times you don't tell them things because if they know the truth or not, it's not going to make a difference, right? You try to protect the people, okay? Well, the game company's doing that to you right now. They're like, well, we could tell them there's bots, but we don't want to say there's bots because if we tell them there's bots, then people will stop playing because they know they're going up against bots. Now, we joke about it while we're playing the other day. Even Sarge says, oh, give us the bot matches, right? Because we're getting our asses kicked. We went, I think, 11-10 last night for our total, like, win-loss ratio. We had 10 wins, 11 losses, okay? So it's like pretty even. I think last week we went, I think it was 11-11, and the time before that was like 13-11, right? We had 13 wins and 11 losses, right? But it's pretty even across the board. So is it wrong for NetEase to not tell you that there's bots, okay? Is it okay? Because they want that engagement. I don't know. I believe that if in Star Wars Battlefront 2, when I'm going up against multiplayer people, I want to know that I'm going up against other people. If I want to play against the bots, I'll pick bots. In Marvel Rivals, same thing. There's practice against AI bots, and then there's quick match, and then there's competitive, and then there's the other thing, right? If I go into quick match and I'm playing against bots, then why do what you're doing by taking the chrono tokens away because I'm grinding the tokens? Because if I can earn those tokens in the practice versus AI for my dailies and weeklies and whatnot, and now I can also do it against quick match, which is against bots potentially, okay? Then why are you taking the chrono tokens away from me if you want engagement? Because the engagement doesn't matter because you're putting us against bots regardless, right? So, and fundamentally it says here, it sucks that the goal of this seamlessly and intentionally measure is to lie to us and to insult our intelligence by trying to pass us off an obviously phony product as legitimate in the hopes that it doesn't that we don't notice the bots every time. Take to the victory at face value and stay glued to Rivals just a bit longer. The live service package surrounding the 6v6 shooter that is Marvel Rivals is already one massive, multi-layered engagement trap. Can't this one aspect of Rivals, that the core competition, just be pure? Okay, and that's the question, right? Why does it have to be misleading? Okay, and again, we can't prove 100 with 100% of a doubt that's against bots, but people are putting data together, right? Now, there's never going to be officially, like, unless they come out and say, yeah, there's bots there. there's never going to be officially saying that. Okay, you're always going to have the doubt in the back of your mind that when you lose 2 in a row and all of a sudden you destroy them and you push so hard and you win, and you'll understand, because if you play against practice AI bots in rivals, if it's easy, medium, or hard, you can tell the difference between easy, medium, and hard. And the ones in quick match are usually between easy and medium when you go against it. Either that or they're brand new players that don't know anything about the character and they're just messing around. And that could be plausible. But at the same time, it's more likely that you're going up against bots when you lose a couple times, because if you start losing 3, 4, 5 in a row, you're probably going to get upset and you're probably going to log out and close the game down for that day because you're like, I don't want to lose anymore, because nobody likes to lose, even though there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. So they do a good balance around who they match with you, or if you're putting in a lobby or whatnot. Now, obviously, you can keep winning. Win, because you're just a high scale level. But if you're in competitive, you're going to have the same type of feel that you have in quick match, right? The sweats that go on in competitive, okay, those people fight against each other because they want to know they're going up against the best. In quick match, those people just want to have fun, but at the same time, they don't want to play against bots, because if they did, they would go into the practice AI, okay? But also, that doesn't take your stats and move them up for your characters. It only helps you with your dailies and weeklies and whatnot. It doesn't give you your stats for your characters. So if you want your stats for your characters, you can still get the achievements and stuff, but you just don't get the stats, the history of what's going what's going on. So what do you guys think? I just want them to be honest, okay? And I understand if they're honest, it might ruin the allure of what's happening here, where everyone's like, oh, we're going against bots. Well, if you're lying about this, what else are you lying about? Type of thing, right? Remember, corporations, devs, suits, they will lie to make it look like it's bigger, right? If this is the small lie of, well, it's the greatest, latest blockbuster film at the box office this weekend, starting with a Y, okay? Or if it's, you're not going up against bots. Whatever it is, they're there to make the engagement. But again, it kind of counterproductive if you're engaging, but you're taking away stuff in the game because you want people to engage, right? So pick a side. Either let us know that we're going up against bots, or don't put bots there. Okay, here's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think in live chat. Are you okay going up against bots? Let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. All right, let me scroll back up and see what you guys are saying here. Lots of you guys are writing stuff. Let's see. Jason says, I can see the Vanguard strategist. One of those takes. How about the fact that the star a movie an unlikable prick? Talk about Flash. Okay, they should have just come out and say, in order to make you better, we're placing you with bots. Practice in real time because you suck. Yeah, that's what they should do. Just rip off the Band-Aid and say, you suck, you lost 2, you're going up against bots. Practice a little bit more, right? Roadkill says, good morning. What's going on, Roadkill? Any of you got some messed up internet in your areas? Not today. Not today. Mine's doing good so far. Robert Jones says, I'm sure that the paradox somewhere, players can't tell the difference between low-skill players and bots. Players can't tell the difference between high-skill players and cheaters. It's very true, Jones. It's very true. Argus says, never played a good Spider-Man quick play. Literally, ever. Never seen one in other people's games either. Last night, we had a pretty good Spider-Man on the other team. Maybe it's a good on that highest competitive levels only, but just means generally he's trash. Eclipse says, I mean, they get to work and they have 400,000 people playing the Steam every night, so something's keeping them there. Right, but is that engagement? Because remember, that number, even if it's on Steam, if people see that number high, just like if you saw a movie #1 at the box office, you would assume that because it's #1 at the box office, it's a good movie and you go see it, right? If you see 400,000 people concurrently playing the game on PC, you might go in and play that game because you're like, well, it's got to be good, right? And I'm not saying that Marvel Rivals is bad in any way. I'm enjoying myself. I really enjoy myself in this honeymoon phase of Marvel Rivals. But the problem is they're lying to you if you are going up against bots. I'm okay if you pick it, but being lied to persuade me to have a good time, right? Fun is fun. But at the same time, let me choose. If I pick quick play, it means I don't want to go against bots. Regardless if I'm getting my ass kicked or not, I don't want to go up against bots. Crowded House says, is it really that big of a deal if it's only happening in quick play? Well, yeah, because it's Do you understand, Crowded, that if it's true, the foundation of what they're saying is shaky at best? Because Morning Wonder Rose. Because if they're lying about that, then what else could they lie about down the road? And I'm not just talking about Marvel Rivals. I'm talking about just the game industry itself. Argus says, I abandoned you guys last night. I didn't join Rivals, so I did the grind with Warframe. Slowly catch up my veteran Warframe homies. That's all right. That's all right. We'll be playing again tonight, Argus, if you want to play. Jones says, it's wrong to trick players. They aren't telling you to having bots. It's wrong. Exactly, Jones, right? Billy says, I think it's wrong. PvP is PvP and PvE is PvE. The minimum I expect from any game is to define what it is. Right, and if I pick the AI, then I know I'm going up against bots. If I quick play, I'm going up against other people that just don't want to compete in competitiveness, right? I just want to play. I want to have fun against other people. Eclipse says, yeah, yesterday we played against a good Spider-Man, and he was doing what he was supposed to do, annoying, and no one could kill him. Yeah, he was a good Spider-Man. Or we were really shitty. Let's be honest. Maybe we were just trash, Eclipse, but that Spider-Man, we had a couple of Spider-Man last night. We had, I think on 2 different teams, we had a couple Spider-Man last night that were pretty good. Argus says, does any game that puts bots in any match or lobby even to fill in for a quitting player ever tell you it's in advance that the game is bots? I can't think of any single one, so announcing it is not the norm. Here's the thing. It's not known in other games that they're filling it with bots. You assume that if you're going into a quick match, I don't care if it's Apex, if Fortnite, if it's Call of Duty, it's never being filled in, you would think, with a bot. Okay? There's a difference between filling in a gap if someone leaves and straight up going up against an entire team that's bots. And you have bots on your team and you can't tell the difference. Crowded House says Bungie's system is even worse. If you win too many Crucible matches, they put you in against a Slayer and you have no business matching with. This is a non-rank, by the way. Well, there was a patent about Call of Duty doing the same thing. They put you in when you buy one of the new guns that was a couple years ago or whatever, you would dominate by killing everybody, and they would put you against noobs, okay? Make you feel better about yourself because you're wrecking face, and then those people would look at what gun you were killing them with, and then they would go out and purchase that gun, right? Which is also manipulative. Water Bear says, most gamers really don't care because, to be honest, most gamers that play Rivals aren't there to sweat. They play because it's a Marvel's game. Absolutely, Water. But if you're okay with that, then you're okay with other things that they do, right? What I'm saying is that the foundation's shaky because they're lying to you about bots, okay? Without you picking a bot, that's wrong. That fundamentally is wrong, right? Regardless if it's engagement or not. Hilly says, Halo Infinite sets the standard for bits or for bots. I can also determine their level in private matches and then use them to have 343 in the name to identify them as the best system I've ever seen. Right, but you know you're going up against them. Again, I have no problem going up against bots. No problem if I'm choosing to go up against bots, right? Some of you guys looking at, they're playing NPCs or whatever, right? In Battlefield 2, or I'm sorry, Battlefront 2, okay? Battlefront 2 is fun, man. Those bots are so hard to go up against. Division, okay, sometimes the bots just in the regular world, they're pretty tough. They flank you. They do all these different things. Altern says, wait, Marvel Rivals has PvP? I thought it only has matches against bots. Maybe we're looking at it wrong, Altern. You're right. Maybe we're looking at it all wrong. Right? They should tell us if we're going against actual people. Kraken says, zero interest in any multiplayer game with bots. Right, Kraken. So this is why I'm saying if they announce that there's bots, then people like yourself will be like, I'm out. Because if I'm only going up against bots, I want to go up against real people. So the only way you could do it is if you went up against competitive. But maybe you don't like competitive. And I'm not saying you specifically, but just in general. If people like competitive, but they don't want to go competitive, you know what I mean? Ron says, Concord had 0 bots. You're right. It also had 0 players as well. So it was well-rounded. It was well-rounded. Kylo says, morning, guys. Rivals isn't too bad. No, it's a fun game. I really like it. Regardless if it's bots or no bots, right? Hilly says, the truth in every game that the PvP without any modifiers is chess. Chess is good for often too fun because the best always win. Adding modifiers to RNG and bots adds fun. Just don't lie about it. Right. And that's all I'm saying, right? Like maybe it says low player count, but see, even that, if it says low player count or looking for match, it doesn't want to show you looking for match. But I'll tell you what, last night when we played for the very first time in the month that we've been playing, one of you guys dropped out and it didn't fill it in right away. Which made me think, is there not many people playing in quick match, or is the system to put in a bot a little longer? You know what I'm saying? Not that it's going to make me stop playing, because I'm still going to log in. I'm still going to play the character I want to play. If it's against bots, if I pick bots, or if I go up against quick match and play against real people / bots, I'm going to do my dailies, weeklies, and whatnot, right? Because I'm enjoying my 30 minutes to an hour that I play. Waterbear says, I wonder how good it could get if it didn't play PoE as a main game. According to the Steam, I already have 172 hours in PoE 2 and only 20 hours in Rivals. Oh, I passed 20 hours in Rivals real fast. That's right. Concord had 0 bots and 0 players. Kraken says, yep, definitely out. I don't like comp. Too old to care about the sweating in video games. I'm in the same boat, Kraken. That's why I don't do I want to kind of go up just to see where I will be, but at the same time, I honestly don't care. Which I'm not saying that people that do competitive, cool. I mean, push. Like if you guys like that type of stuff, then go for it. But I just want to play the game and have fun. Okay, we joke about it when we're playing. We're like, oh, we lost 2. Put us in that bot lobby, and then we win, right? And then we win, right? I should go back and look, but my win-loss ratio yesterday was like 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 wins, 2 losses, right? Type of thing. Or we go for 2, then 3, then 2, then whatever it is. Concord lives rent-free in Ron Slusher's head. And he's just going to keep going with it. Why not, right? Like, why not? So, look, I personally don't think it's a big deal that there's bots. I do find it a little sketchy, though, that if there are bots and you're not saying it, I get why they're not saying it, but people are going to start noticing more, right? There was a video I watched the other day. Because the person was using Sue Storm, she went invisible. And because she went invisible, the bots couldn't see her. And because the bots couldn't see her, they couldn't interact with her, but they did interact with her because they knew where she was. Does that make sense? Let me see if I can find that. So, if you guys understand what I'm saying, Sue Storm can go invisible. If she goes invisible to players, the players can't see her. They don't know where she is. They don't know where, anywhere she is on the map. She went invisible in a quick play match. And she walked up to the enemy, and the enemy knew she was there, but didn't interact with her until she popped out of being invisible. A regular person would not know that, okay? Would not know that. Only if they were bots, because the bot knows, well, there's something there, but I'm not registered to shoot at it because I can't see it. All of a sudden, she popped back in, and they all attacked her, okay? Hilly says, I'm starting to think that some people are in IRL are bots. I mean, I'm a bot. This is all CGI. Amazing. Eclipse says, I actually kind of like that it has bots because every time I play competitive, I have to sweat my ass off in quick play. I don't play to do that. And so when I'm playing with all of you, I have fun and not competitive. Correct. And I'm okay if we lose, right? I'm okay if we lose and stuff like that. Obviously, I would like to win and have... I would rather have a smaller kill-death ratio type of thing than actual, lose. I would take the win with small stats than win with, or lose with the best stats type of stuff. Sorry, I was losing my concentration there. Let me see if I can find that video. Let me see. It was... Marvel Rivals are players using Invisible Woman to confuse the game's bots. Here they are. The gamer. Let me see if they have the actual... Is this the clip? What's happening here? Yeah, this is it. Okay. So watch what's happening here. Okay, watch what's happening here. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing here. Okay, this is it.
You made me angry.
Okay, she's invisible. Okay, she's invisible right now.
Team's capture players has passed the halfway point.
Do you see what's happening right now? They can't see her. If these were real people, those two, Lex the Destroyer and Call Me Devil, would not be able to see her because she wouldn't show up. Okay. Wait for it. They're detecting her, right? They detect that someone's there. They just don't know who's there.
They've almost got it. Anyone willing to help?
Now she's appeared and everyone attacks her. If you want to say there's no bots in Quick Match, explain that. Explain that. Explain how the NPCs stood there knowing there was someone there, even though they couldn't see her. And yet, soon as she appeared, they all started attacking her. I give you evidence A for submission into bots in Quick Play. Okay? Just bad players. They wouldn't know she's there, though, Water. They wouldn't know she's there. They literally stop there because they're like, oh, wait, there's someone here. And they face her. They're like, oh, detected. There's someone here. I don't see her. I don't see her. Right? I don't see her. That one didn't detect her. She kept going. Right? All of a sudden, he's about to go, and he's like, wait, what's this? Oh, wait, someone's here. Hulk's like, wait, someone's here? Iron Man's like, doo-doo-doo-doo. Kind of a weird flight pattern. He flies over her. Wasn't in the detection area. Here comes Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier's like, hey, guys, what are you guys doing? Oh, there's someone here? Okay, let's just sit here. Okay. And they're like, oh, here comes Mantis. Mantis is like, I'm healing, I'm healing. Oh, wait, there's someone here? Let's hold still. Okay, come out of it. In 3, 2, 1, up. Everyone attack. There's someone here. Come on. Come on, chat. Now, obviously, 99, actually, I'll say like 90% of the population that's playing the game doesn't give two shits about this. They'll never even pay attention to it. They don't even know they're not even using the right HDMI cable for their television set when they're playing. Okay? They still think they're playing in 4K, actually, but they're really not. Okay? The point, though, being is there are bots in Quick Match. And they're being dodgy about it because they want the engagement. My next point, which I brought up earlier, is the chrono tokens that are disappearing in the seasons. People defend it and say, well, because they don't want you to automatically have enough chrono tokens to complete the next season pass. And we all know the reason for that is because they want you to engage with the content. Well, again, a lot of you guys, full-grown adults, have jobs, have families, have a bunch of stuff, right? And you can't put all the time that you want in. Sometimes maybe you guys have off for like 2 weeks or whatnot, and you can put all the time into just not this game or any game that you want to play. But the next season you can't because you have to go back to work. Maybe you're on an oil rig or whatnot, okay? So you put 100 hours into one season, and you can't put 10 hours into the next season, but you have enough chrono tokens to then buy the season pass and then complete that season pass because you grinded your ass off the last season. Now, they tell you, well, they want you to engage. Well, if they want you to engage against real people, then why put bots in Quick Match? Why take the chrono tokens away? If I'm giving you $10 for the season pass, it doesn't matter if I complete it instantaneously or if I complete it over 100 hours over the next 3 months, right? It shouldn't matter. So one thing here doesn't hit with the other, right? They want you to engage with the content, and the content you're engaging with is Quick Match, and Quick Match is against real people. But if the real people are not real people and they're just bots, then What's the difference? Right? You might as well just play against the AI over here and get credit for all the stuff because at least you know you're playing against actual AI. What if we are actually the bots? Oh, that's deep, Ron. That's deep. The average person is an NPC themselves. Yeah, yeah. So it is PvP. Well, it's PvP. It's PvP sometimes. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. If we're NPCs, then it's NPCs versus NPCs. So it is PvP. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So I don't know. I just think it's a little weird to say one thing and then do another. And again, I get it. It's like a white lie, right? It's like a white lie. It's like, well, if you don't know, it doesn't hurt you, type of thing. But then the same people that are playing because of integrity, or they just want it to be they want to be competitive, but they don't want to be super competitive. They don't want to go into the sweats, but they want to play against other people, right? Now, ways around this is, I guess you can do custom matches, right? You can do custom matches. You can just go up against the AI. But again, your stats for your character don't go up. I don't even think... Can you do the proficiency for your characters? And I'm asking chat, I don't know. Can you do your proficiency with the characters in AI? Or does it only count when you're playing in quick match? I think it only counts when you're in quick match. Right? And then it's just weird. See, this is why I like playing PvE. None of this happens in PvE. You know why? Because I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting myself into. I go into a game. I know there's bots in the game. I'm playing against the NPCs. There's a storyline. There's no cheaters. There's no nothing. It's just, it is what it is. That's a terrible joke, Ron. You only get a couple jokes, bad jokes a day. That's a terrible joke. Astrobot is full of bots, but no one's complaining. I mean, that's just terrible. What if you use a macro to play against AI? So you're not even playing the game, Hilly? You're just like hitting a button, and then your macros automatically play up against the AI? I mean, sure. Then it's just AI versus AI? I don't know. I don't know. Here's another article. Here's another article I found that I kind of want to read. It came out 6 days ago. Because I went to the gamer, they had this other one just pop up. So I'm going to have to add this to the thing. This one says... Oh, hold on. Can I remove this? Remove? No. How do I remove ads? Fucking ads popping up, and it goes to here. What that? Oh, that's on the site itself. Cheeky bastards. Yeah, cheeky bastards. Okay. Waterbear says, I wonder how many players use aim assist when playing, because I've noticed some players are just too accurate. Well, they're probably using Cloak and Dagger, and she's got an automatic accurate built in, like aim assist already kicked in. So I don't think that's a problem, because some of the characters are already baked in with that. Waterbear says, I know you can get to the point, but when you're using moves from the movie, you want to then have questions. Hawkeye and Black Widow players, 30. Well, yeah, I guess Hawkeye doesn't have aim assist, but there are characters built in with aim assist. Some of the characters shouldn't, because Hawkeye can like 3-tap Hulk, you know what I mean? And like destroy him with the headshot. All right, so the other day we're talking about a lot about Marvel Rivals, because Marvel Rivals is just a hot thing right now, right? So the next thing I want to talk about is Marvel Rivals, comes from the gamers, says Marvel Rivals is going to struggle with 4 new heroes at once. Okay. Now, I don't know what this article, what they have in store for us right now, but I don't know if they're talking about the 4 new heroes are going to cause problems because there's too many heroes being introduced at once and they're comparing it to other older hero shooters, or if they're saying that too many heroes coming into the game are too bad. So let's read on. If you guys like what I do here, we just do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We talk about gaming topics, entertainment topics, give you my thoughts and opinions, go back and forth with you guys, what you guys are saying in chat. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so update on 9/1. NetEase has confirmed that the upcoming season for Marvel Rivals will be launching with 2 distinct parts, with only 2 heroes from the Fantastic Four arriving later this week. So this is from 6 days ago, right? So obviously the season already started on Friday, or Thursday night, Friday. So let's see what they have to say. It says the original story follows. Marvel Rivals is going hard in the first season. Well, technically it's the second, but NetEase loves to be different. With the new heroes arriving later this week and Fantastic Four make their debut, Reed Richards, Sue, Johnny Storm, and The Thing will soon arrive in the roster and be playable heroes alongside already stacked slate. They also looked fun to play, but part of me is concerned about NetEase going to address the game balance. Right there, the balance, and this is what I think is funny, right? A lot of you guys are looking at this, and Marvel Rivals, let's just say an actual hero shooter, right? This is heroes from Marvel in a shooter, okay? Is different than every other hero shooter out there, because all the other hero shooters out there are trying to be like this competitive, not to say that there's not competitive inside Marvel Rivals, but what I'm saying is Marvel Rivals is trying to take as many heroes as possible to give you that power fantasy, right? Characters you know from shows and movies and comics, okay? And try to give you that power fantasy of what's going on. And yet they want to compare this so much to other hero shooters out there, which I don't think you should do. I guess you could compare them, but to try to make those, just go play those. Okay. It says already touch the stacked nature of Marvel Rivals roster and how featuring some of the numerous heroes at launch makes it tremendously difficult to learn all of them. But that's just playing the game, right? That's just playing the game. Just play the game. Learn the characters that you want to learn. Don't try to dabble in all 33 characters. Pick the characters you want to learn, main those, and then it's not a sprint. It's a marathon with a game like this, right? If you like it, then play it and learn the characters as you go. Okay. It says numerous heroes launch makes it tremendously difficult to learn all of them or figure out the sort of role that you might best suit for. It's overwhelming by choice. When games as a genre like Overwatch have shown time and time again that there is a better way to do such things. Yes, I'm comparing Blizzard's hero shooter again because it's such a clear reskin that there isn't much choice. In fact, I wish they also introduced heroes in the same way. Holy Christ. Let me tell you, that is a terrible, terrible viewpoint. I like this game, so this game should be like that game, even though I'm not playing that game. Right? You want this game to be that game, but you're not playing that game. You're playing this game. And if you're playing this game, it doesn't need to be that game. Like, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. Okay? The Fantastic Four are going to cause trouble for Marvel Rivals. Okay? Trouble meaning like 200,000 extra people playing concurrently on Steam. Okay? It was a regular Overwatch player for half a decade, and I still find myself dipping into it briefly when each new season drops to see exactly what the change has been added. No matter the current popularity, it's impossible to deny the influence it had, not only on the hero shooter genre, but live service experience as a whole. First of all, can we say it? Overwatch was a Team Fortress clone. Can we say that? Overwatch copied Team Fortress. Okay? And they just made it better. And now Marvel Rivals, with the team-ups and stuff like that, is an Overwatch clone that's now making it better. Okay? Before battle passes and seasons were a big thing, I tend to introduce a handful of new heroes a year and made each of them into their own major event, so we had time to learn who they are, where they came from, and they also feel to play. Things were also subject to change, too. The abilities of heroes possessed upon the reveal could change before release, and even after that, the things potentially reworked. Okay? Marvel Rivals isn't giving itself the opportunity, arguably believing that the already belonging to a universe filled with established characters means it can populate its roster accordingly. It will build up unreasonably expectations at risk of not giving the development team the time needed to make each hero truly fun and satisfying to play. Now, I do agree with that. Okay, I can agree with that by saying, sure, because they're adding too many characters, okay, they could not fine-tune them as much, but let the developers make the game, and you just play the game, and then you'll see what it is when it comes out, right? Because Black Widow doesn't feel like totally baked, okay? Even when we played Marvel Avengers back in the day, Black Widow was the first character they worked on, and she was the most fleshed out character compared to like Bucky, Winter Soldier, when he came into the game and didn't feel as fleshed out. Okay. It says the last thing I want, the roster defined by filler, where everyone is trying to jump onto the same handful of heroes forever. But that won't happen because of the team-ups, right? I think this is a big thing that a lot of people are missing on. The team-ups in this game are the big selling point of this game. They keep it relevant in what's happening with the team-ups. So, if someone on the team of Rock, Paper, Scissors has a Thor, Storm, and Captain America on the team, they might dominate the team that they're going up against because they don't have a team-up. Or maybe their team up is Magneto and Scarlet, and then you have to find the Rock, Paper, Scissors to go up against that team, and the team dynamics keep changing, right? Regardless of what your skill level is or what you're doing with that character, the team-ups put another RNG effect into the actual thing itself. Okay? He says, I hope there's enough time to learn the balance of each new hero. Okay, NetEase is still in the process of unveiling the class's abilities of Fantastic Four, Reed Richards being revealed, and the Duelist in 350 health and standard attack capable of being combined with satisfying 3-hit combo. Now, again, this is an article that came out 6 days ago. We already know what's happening with Sue Storm and Reed Richards. Okay, it says, I hope they have a chance to play them in the first few days without matches being flooded with awkward mismatches of roles that makes winning matches a nightmare. Sadly, the almost inevitable going to happen because happens in Overwatch. Okay. He says, when Anna, Sombra, Doomfist, Venture, Marina, and others introduced Overwatch players were quick to point out the moves that were also over and overpowered. Marvel Rivals doesn't have that same problem because the power fantasy is the fantasy. Okay, the power fantasy is why this game is good. It's fun because you're using... How many times have you had conversations with your friends, okay, where you're like, who would win in a fight? Right? Who would win in a fight? Would Magneto kill Scarlet Witch or Scarlet Witch, right? Obviously, it's not a one-to-one comparison because the skill level of each person, right? But that power fantasy is there, you going up against somebody on a one-to-one match, okay? And that is why Marvel Rivals works, where the other games do not work because of the IP itself. Marvel's IP of 85, I think it's 86 years, okay, of where they have the backstories, the powers, the intrigue, the lore of all of these characters is much greater than giving me Sombra and going, who is Sombra? What does she do? Right? You're learning that character. You're learning the backstory of that character. You don't give two shits about that character. Okay? There's characters coming in for this game that you have no idea who the hell it is. Right? Pasty Pete might be coming to the game. Right? Who's that? Right? Hitmonkey might be coming to the game. Most people don't even know who that is. Okay? Jeff the Shark. Okay, lots of people don't know these characters, but they're fun to use because of the power fantasy of what they are. Okay, it says the Fantastic Four is multiplying this by 4 amongst the roster that as much of the community is already trying to wrap their heads around. Right, they're wrapping their heads around. They're like, this has never been done before in a hero shooter. How is it going to work? You just have fun. Just have fun playing the game. Just have fun playing the game. Okay. Unless it's dedicated to obsessed amount of my time to Marvel Rivals, it's going to be impossible to learn each hero. Okay, but that's your choice. You can put in the time. If you don't have that time, then don't put in that time. Just pick the characters you want. If you're interested in Storm, then play Storm. If you're interested in Captain America, play Captain America. Don't punish the game and the developers for what they're doing with the game because you don't have time to play all the characters. The reason the characters and the reason the game is doing good is because there is an obscure character that came into the game that someone's might be a huge Penny Parker fan, and now they get to play Penny Parker. Then there's the gamers that just play the character because it's a good character. Okay, so it might be worried about nothing. I think you're worried about nothing. And this initial season is merely an opening of the 4 heroes, and there was also disdained to arrive at the package deal. Everything that is also follows with the slower, more mediated stream as content that doesn't overwhelm the player base, or this will be a statement to initiate the rivals that will never match up to more than curated gameplay for those that came before. Either way, Fantastic Four has a lot to prove. I think this is so weird that people are complaining that there's too many characters coming to a game for fun. Okay? I'll even add more to this. I think because of these heroes coming to the game, they have to add a PvE game mode. They have to add a PvE game mode to use these characters in the thing, not just for multiplayer for people to use them, but for people just to use these characters and play in PvE matches type stuff. Okay, like it's mind-boggling to me that they're like, this is not how Overwatch did it. This is not how Apex Legends did it. It's like, it doesn't have to be like those things. They can make things work differently because of the IP. The Marvel IP is the greatest selling thing for this genre of game. I don't know. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. What do you think? Do you think the author here, Jade King, is correct? Do you think that she has I mean, obviously it's her opinion. These are my opinions. But do you think she has something to be worried about because there's too many heroes coming to a hero shooter, right? And because she was a Overwatch fan, and she's not playing Overwatch now, she's playing this, and she wants this to be Overwatch. Do you think she has a point? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. Sarge says, time in game learning. Yeah. If you like something, right? Imagine, right? I'm reading a comic book series of Transformers. You're like, oh man, there's 15 issues? Like, geez, I don't have time to read all that. Well, yeah, you just read one at a time whenever you have time to read it, and soon you'll catch up. Man, I got to read a book from 800 pages. That's a lot of pages. I mean, the last book I read only had 400 pages. Why isn't this book like that book? It's like, what? Like, read what you like, play what you like. You don't have to play all the characters. It's okay. Eclipse says, I mean, it has a damn practice mode with AI. Play with that what you want, learn every character. Yeah, it's weird, Eclipse. You have way more fun when the meta is unsolved. Kylo says, I'm behind you. Already knows some people have been using the same HDMI cord and came up with the PlayStation 3 to play on the PlayStation 5 because it was plugged into their TV, and they're lazy to plug in the new one. That's what I'm saying, Kylo. You're talking about the last thing I said from the last story, that people don't even know they have the wrong HDMI cable. They don't care about bots. You know what I'm saying? Sarge says, why would they have Fantastic Four create a problem? The problem is I don't know how to write an article with an actual topic. Let's see. X Factor says, that's what I do. Start in practice, AI matches, and then go quick play. Well, little did you know, Factor, you're playing against bots in the AI quick play. Team ups are so good when the entire final Fantastic Four X-Men are in the game. Oh my God, so good. Do you see what I'm saying, though, Crowded? Just you saying that, you're imagining because X-Men are coming to the game that their team ups are going to be good. That is what Marvel's is about, right? If someone told you Overwatch, the next characters coming into Overwatch, you'd be like, cool. Like, there is no, like, imagine what they could do because you don't know that character they're bringing in. But in Marvel's, you know the characters. You're like, oh shit, they're gonna bring Gambit in. They're gonna bring Cyclops in. They're gonna bring Professor X in. Oh, dude, I can't wait. Because just saying those names, you already know the powers, and you're like, that would be really cool to see. Remember, some of you guys were here when I played Marvel's Avengers, and I used to talk about Marvel's Avengers. I said, you know who I'd love to see? I would love to see Doctor Strange in the game, right? Since that time, we got Doctor Strange in 3 games. We got Doctor Strange in Marvel Future Revolution. We got Doctor Strange in Midnight Suns, and we got Doctor Strange in Marvel Rivals, and how he does the portals and all that stuff. I said, oh man, can you imagine him as a character and what he would do with all the things? And now we have it. We have it in this game. We're like, oh yeah, he's cool. Sarge says, you hope there's enough time. Enough time for what? How much time do you need? How much time do you have? We all the same. We all the same. It's like being in the backyard with your best friend playing with the action figures. 100%. Crowded House says, a good Penny Parker is infuriating to play against. Any character that someone knows is infuriating to play. We had, last night, we had a Magneto that was just solid. We had a Star-Lord, solid. We had a Spider-Man, solid. Like, anybody that knows the character well and playing well, they're infuriating to play against, which is what it should be. Right? They understand, they grasp it faster than everybody else that's playing. Waterbear says, whoever's writing this article is definitely in cope mode. They're sad that the Overwatch is getting destroyed. Maybe. What's going on, Mr. Luke? Jade is typing this just to get a jump on the hype. Well, you should see how many articles are in the Gamer. Robert Jones says 1 year later, when everyone knows all the characters and all the plays, meta people will complain that the game is boring. See, I think it will less likely happen, Jones. Obviously, the characters that came out, the 33 characters that came out first, are going to be known better a year from now. But hopefully they add 12, 14, 16 new characters throughout the year. That way, those people will be like, oh, I want to go play that. See, the more characters you add, the longer it would take people to master. You see what I'm saying? The more you add, the more it takes to master. The longer it takes to master, because we all have the same exact amount of time. Okay? You look at someone that has like 80 hours in Spider-Man. That's 80 hours on one character. Now imagine they put 80 hours in all the other characters. Well, that's still the same amount of time. They all have the exact same amount of time, right? Most people, if they don't have a job or whatever, they're probably playing like 12, 14, 16-hour days. Well, that's what they're putting into that one character. All right. Yeah, they have so many. Look at all of these articles. I just did a search. Okay, I did a search here. Let me do a search again. This is articles on the Gamer. Tell me they're not hitting the algorithm. Okay, tell me they're not hitting the algorithm. Okay, Marvel Rivals. Okay, Marvel Rivals. Players are using, okay, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they had 8 articles in the last 22 hours. Okay. Yesterday they had 1, 2, then they had 1, 2. Oh, here, you know what? Let me just count all the Marvel articles in the last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's only within 4 days. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So there's 20 per page. 20 per page. So 40 articles in 7 days. 40 articles in 7 days for the Gamer. You think they're on the you think they're on that Marvel Rivals bandwagon? I could have shows just for Marvel based off of their articles alone for the next week, 2 weeks. Crowd says the only flaw I see in the game is that there are too many duelists, and you got to add more strategists and vanguards. I think they're going to do that. I think the reason they do that, because when you look at a lot of the characters that are established inside of Marvel Rivals or inside the universe of Marvel, they got to figure out, okay, well, who do people want? Okay, well, people want Gambit. Well, if Gambit comes in, what's he going to be? You think he's going to be a duelist? Right? Or I'm sorry, you think he'll be a duelist? You think he'll be a strategist or a vanguard? He's probably a duelist, right? Okay, well, now they got to bring in another character. All right, well, if they bring in Colossus and they bring in Juggernaut, okay, he's going to be a vanguard, okay? Those two guys are vanguards. If you add too many vanguards to the pile, okay, lots of people want to play damage dealers, okay? So you're going to put more duelists in the game than you are going to put in strategists or vanguards, because a lot of the characters coming in that people want to play are duelists, right? Where's Deadpool going? Deadpool's not going to be a strategist or a vanguard. Okay, he's going to be a duelist, right? If you put in like Cable, now if you bring in like a Nightcrawler, or if you bring in Professor Xavier, they would be more of the the vanguard or strategist type of stuff. Sarge says, whatever creates clicks, bro. They also need to write whatever in order to be, know the now. I think it should tank when he comes out. Oh, Thing's going to be a tank. I would assume he's a tank. All right. We're going to watch a video here. We watched last week. We watched Tim Kaine, okay, Timothy Kaine, and I'm not talking. I want to make it clear. I'm not insulting Timothy Kaine in any way, shape, or form. Okay, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Okay, I don't like shitting on other people for content. I'm. Last week we talked about what gamers want, and I kind of went in. Like I'm not attacking Timothy. I'm just bouncing off of what he said. Okay, and I'm very confused because he wants criticism, but he wants you to tell him what works, not what doesn't work, right? He wants you to tell him what he's done well, but not complain about what he didn't do well. Okay. Last week we watched the video is called "Do Gamers Know What They Want?" Okay. This week we have "Do Devs Know What Gamers Want?" Okay. So that's what we're doing now. Okay. Now, before I start that, I created a song. I don't know if you guys heard it in the very beginning, but this is a song that I made after last week's show that we watched, or video that we watched, of Timothy Kane talking about "Do Gamers Know What They Want?" So I made a little video talking about "Tell Me What You Want."
Tim Kaine walks in with a question so bold. Do gamers know what they want? He's told. The crowd says yes, but then starts to fight. Tim shakes his head. Yeah, that sounds about right. Tell me what's good, not what's gone wrong. If you just complain, the list gets too long. You say, this sucks, but what do you mean? Fix the bugs or scrap the whole scene. Tell me what's good, give me a clue. If you only rant, then what can I do? Do gamers know what they want? No. Do devs know what gamers want? Also no. Tim grabs a coffee, sits down at his desk, reads a forum post, and it's a big ol' mess. This game is trash, screams Gamer29, but what's the fix? Yeah, they left that behind. I'm not a wizard, I can't read your mind, so tell me what's fun, be helpful, be kind. Is it the combat, the loot, or the quests? Or do you just miss the time you were obsessed? Gamers want dragons, they want guns, make it all dark, but also some.
I'm having a lot of fun with these.
This is bad, then goes the thread. Tim throws his hands up. What's good instead? Tell me what's good, not just what's bad. But if you give me nothing, I'll just get mad. Do gamers know what they want? No. Do devs know what gamers want? Also no. Tim Kaine's on stage taking Q&A. Tell me what's fun, just brighten my day. If you only tell me what makes you sad, then how can I know what you wish you had? I'm not your enemy, I'm just a guy trying to make a game that you wanna buy. So give me your love, not just your hate, and maybe next patch won't come in late. Tell me what's good, tell me the vibe, and if it's just complaints, I'll never survive. Do gamers know what they want? Nah, bro. Do devs know what gamers want? We still don't know. Tim drops the mic, gives a little wave, and says feedback's welcome, but please behave.
So there you go. There's the song called "What Do You Want?" Okay, now we're going to watch the video of Timothy Kane telling us, do devs know what gamers want? I already answered that in the song. No, they don't know. Okay, so here we go. Let me see if I have it. All right, we're good. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. It's me, Tim.
Hi,
Today
Tim. I just want to make sure I'm not mad at you in any way, shape, or form. We're making content. We're reacting to what you've done. If you happen to watch this, I'm not being mad in any way, shape, or form, or no bad rapport between me and you. That's all I'm saying. Hi, Tim. I'm Mike.
Talk about, do devs know what gamers want?
No, devs do not know what gamers want, because if they did, they wouldn't complain about what gamers want.
This video is a direct follow-up to my video last week. Do gamers know what they like?
Yes. The answer is yes. Gamers do know what they like.
Before I made that video, I just mentioned I was going to do it in a comment section almost 2 months ago. And Lyre Noir said, personally, I think do devs know what gamers want is even a better question. And you know what? They're right. So both that video, so I made that video and then I made this one pretty soon afterwards. Keep in mind, these were made back in November.
Okay, so a couple months ago. Cool.
Not even that late November, kind of mid-November.
Doesn't really matter when they were made. It's not like the gamers changed their mind and devs did in the last 2 months.
So I don't know what the comments were on that other one, and I have no idea what the comments are going to be in this one. But I think
don't read too many comments. Okay, don't read too many comments. Comments could be good and comments could be bad, but the comment section, Tim, is definitely not going to give you constructive criticism. Just letting you know. they're not going to give you constructive criticism. They're just going to shit all over you. Okay.
It's better that way because I want to give you the raw, unfiltered response to, do devs know what gamers want? And here it is. No.
Great. We can agree on that. Devs do not know what gamers want.
No, we don't know what you want.
This is why gamers wait for the developers to make a game, sell a game. The game makers make the game that they want to make, right? Does that make sense? They make the game, right? No, end the video, right? They make the game that they want to make. And while they're making that game, they're like, what do gamers want? What do you want as the game developer? What type of game would you like to play? Right? If you're an RPG fan and you're making an RPG, you've played other RPGs in your pastime, right? So you know that if you like RPGs, you're like, well, this RPG that I used to love, perfect example, Path of Exile, love Diablo 2, but they wanted to make it better. So they created Path of Exile, which was basically a sequel to Diablo 2 because they were taking too long to make the next Diablo, okay? So they created what they thought they wanted to see in a game, right? You shouldn't have to ask us, the gamer, what we want in a game because you are a gamer. You are the gamers making the game because you like games. So you're making an RPG. So now I'm making it the next RPG. And anyone that makes an RPG from this point forward should look back at all the past RPGs in the past and go, that's the game I want to make, but I want to make it better. Okay? Once it comes out, you asking us, how do we make it better? Okay? Cool. I'm not a game tester. I'm a consumer, right? I'm a customer. I pay or play because it could be free to play, okay? And then I tell you what's right or wrong, where if I'm in endgame and I'm like, your endgame sucks, you're like, well, why does it suck? Okay? You probably don't need to listen to that person, but if you say your endgame sucks because it's this, those are the people you want to listen to, okay? Because they're giving you constructive criticism on how to fix the game because they also want the game to be better.
We have no idea, seriously,
Why do you not have an idea?
what you want. I almost did this as a short. I was just going to do a short and go, do devs know what gamers want? Nope.
End video.
And then cut it off.
We should stop there. Should we stop there, chat? Should we stop there? Should we not watch the remainder of the 11 minutes left in the video? Should we continue or should we just stop? Because he said no, they don't. Maybe we just don't watch it. Maybe it's better this way. Or we can continue on. What do you think, chat? Do we finish watching the video? Or do we just leave it at no and then just stop the video? Jones says keep watching. You sure? I mean, he said he wanted to end the video. It gets better this time? Oh, God. Oh, you've watched it. That's why you submitted it. All right. All right.
You can stop here if you want to know why.
I'm thinking about stopping here. I'm thinking about stopping here, Jones. You know, sometimes when you do something, you don't want to do it because you want to have that memory stuck in your head. Sort of like remasters, right? Like I don't want to watch a remaster of a game or a movie, like a remake, because I just want to have that old, like Star Wars. I should have stopped at 1 through 6, but I went to 7, and now it's embedded in my brain. I should have stopped at 6, right? I kind of have regrets. Should I continue watching this?
It is we're so absolutely confused about what it is you want. Keep watching.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Because I know some of you are like, it's stupid. You should know what we want.
I guess I'm that person. You should know what we want because we want what you want because you are the dev. You're making the game, right?
We don't. Here's the longer answer. And it's all kind of can be summed up as because you don't know either.
But we do. This is why there's genres of games, right? I know that I don't like Dark Souls, so I don't play Dark Souls games, right? I play open world games because I like open world games, right? I like story games, and this is why I play story games or fantasy games or sci-fi games because I like those things. And then I compare those things to other things that came before them because they try to be like those as well.
But you got to remember, I'm saying the collective you. I wish English had the collective you. Southern English does. Y'all don't know what you want.
You all don't know what you want.
Let me dive into that. This is a deep dive on why y'all don't even know what you want, which is why we don't know what to give you. First off,
But you should be giving us what you want to give us. You are the maker. If I'm Michelangelo, right? And I'm painting a picture. I'm painting the picture. Then you enjoy the picture if you want to enjoy the picture, right? My art is my art. People like it, people don't like it. I'm not asking, well, what did you think about it? Right? I just want your opinion to maybe, so the next painting I do, I take your thoughts and put it into the next one, and that's called learning.
off, many of you only tell developers what you hate.
Oh, we're going back to this? We're going back to this?
Great. You said what it is you don't want, but what is it you want?
The things I told you I don't want. That's exactly what we're telling you. Here we go again. Here we go again. You're only telling me what you don't want. Yeah. I don't want this in the game. I don't want no fast travel. I want fast travel.
I have an entire video
we
on
watched
how to
it.
give good feedback, and I'll link it below. But I can just say, when you keep saying, I hate this in games, I
hate that there's no fast travel in games.
hate this feature, I hate these kind of characters and all that. Great! What kind of characters do you want?
I just want fast travel. I don't like that there's no fast travel. I would like fast travel in the game.
If you hate sarcastic characters, well, guess what? There's an entire realm of non-sarcastic characters. But what is it you want?
I don't want sarcastic characters. I don't want sarcastic characters. And if you put a sarcastic character in it, I don't want it. Right? You could put any other character in there. I don't want sarcastic. Now, obviously, not me personally. I'm just saying, like, that's what the person would say, right? But obviously, that person that doesn't like sarcastic characters, he's saying that, tell me what you want, right? So I don't like sarcastic characters, but I also don't like. But he wants me to tell you what he does like. So instead of saying I don't like sarcastic characters, you'd be like, I like funny characters. I like characters that are, quippy, whatever. Right? That's what he wants. That's what he wants you to tell him.
Do you want funny characters? Do you want serious characters? Do you want characters with a lot of background? Do you characters that with very little, that you don't want to spend a time in a wall of text?
This should all be done on your end as the artist.
Dialogue. What do you want?
I don't believe he has a wife, Luke.
That's why you have to tell us what you want and not what you don't want. But
I'm pretty sure that Timothy is openly gay, if I'm not mistaken.
wait, there's more. Even when you say what you want, you're often extraordinarily vague. You will say, I want a better game. I want better AI. I want a better UI. Yeah, I'll just slide the better slider from okay to great on all of those. I have an entire video on why developers need context to your feedback.
It all depends on what game you're making and what it is.
That's never more truer than when you give feedback. When you give, especially positive feedback. If you don't say what you're talking about, it can be really vague.
But then why read those? Why read those? Why read the ones that are vague?
For example, what does better for you mean in a game? Or when you say, how is that AI bad? What are you talking about?
I feel like this is just the same video from last time, Jones. He's just repeating the same stuff.
What are they not taking cover? Are they just running straight at you shooting? What do you mean? When you say you don't like a UI, what is the friction point in that UI that you're encountering? What is it that's bothering you?
I don't like the size of it. Right? If I tell him I don't like the size of the UI, that's telling him, right? I don't like the UI. Right? If you say I don't like the UI, they're like, what don't you like about the UI? right? It's a person that just says, I don't like the UI, doesn't give any context to it. Don't look at that person. That person's not going to give you any more feedback, right? If the person says, I don't like your UI because it's too big, then you have an option to make it smaller, right? Type of stuff like that.
If you just say that UI is dumb, it's not helping. And trust me, it's not just gamers who do this. I've worked with people who've literally said that out of their mouth. They're like, that looks dumb. Great, I'll get right on that.
Yeah. Here, this is the way I can tell you, right? This looks dumb, and then this doesn't. You give them an example and be like, okay, why does that one not look dumb? I don't know, it just looks better.
Sometimes, though, and you know, I've talked about how some UI issues are really an underlying system mechanic issue. This comes up in the videos on encumbrance, where you can have a really good UI if your game supports encumbrance, but you take encumbrance out and suddenly that same UI is terrible because people can carry more. And suddenly there's a lot more things in their inventory, and the UI...
But that is a design choice. That's your design choice.
You were using for a limited inventory doesn't work for a UI with an unlimited inventory. So that's why you need to be very specific about what it is you didn't like. Do you really hate that UI? Or do you hate that you can vacuum up everything? Or do you want to be able to vacuum up everything, but you just wish the game would somehow organize it better?
Okay. He's talking about over-incumbents right now, right? If you make a game where you have an over-incumbent system, right, then there was other games ahead of you when you're making this over-incumbent system, because you've learned it from the past. And every rendition, if you make the game or you didn't make the game, you make it better as you go, okay? So if the system, for instance, Baldur's Gate 3, right? Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that everyone should look at. So if you make another RPG like that, look at the best, right? Look at the best and go, why is this game so good? Why do people like it? Instead of making an RPG and has none of those systems, okay, which is fine. You could do that if you want. It just won't be as good because you're going to be compared to that game because that's the standard, okay? So you come out with your game and you have an over-incumbent system and someone says, I don't like this system. Well, they're telling you they don't like your system. You decide to make this system in the game. If it's not working, then you have to figure out why people don't like the system. Not one person that doesn't like your system, because if you change everything that one person doesn't like, you would never, ever finish your game, okay? You have to take the people that are giving constructive criticism and then look at other people that have said the same thing, right? So if you're looking at one person, someone says the UI sucks, you don't look and go, well, why does it suck? You look at someone else and goes, well, the UI sucks. And okay, that's two people that said the UI sucks. And then someone else says the UI sucks because of this. And you're like, oh, I wonder if this person is saying what these people are saying. Maybe we should fix the UI. Maybe we should fix the unencumbered system because people don't like it. Don't change things because one person on Twitter or sent you an email, because you would never, ever finish the game. Hence why games are no longer finished when they come out.
Be specific. Here's the one that really gets me and that many of you refuse to acknowledge. You all, again, I wish English had a plural you all do not agree on what a good feature is.
Of course not. Of course not. This is why you are the artist. This is why you are making the game. We are playing the game. We're going to be the people that give you good, bad, indifferent. Oh my God.
Go back and watch both of my encumbrance videos. They're linked below. Or watch the video I had on fast travel. Or even the video I did on providing game difficulty, different options in there. Read the comments on it, which I know a lot of you don't do, and you complain that YouTube doesn't do a good job of sorting them. Just pick one of those videos, set it to show all the comments, and scroll for a few minutes.
No. What did I say earlier? Never look at the comment section, okay? You read a couple, you move on with your day, all right? But I'll tell you, someone like him reading the comment section, he's gonna drink himself into depression.
You will find that some of you literally say you will not play a game that is lacking a particular feature, and then keep scrolling, and you'll find people who hate games that have that feature.
Not every game is meant for everybody. Not every game is meant for everybody. You can't please everybody. Hence why make a game, sell a game.
And it can be anything. Fast travel, VO, walls of text, story mode. Some of you require it, and some of you skip games that have it. And you have reasons for doing it. I'm not saying you're wrong. What I am saying is there is no possible way to make a game that will make all of you happy.
Of course not. So then why are you looking for the Holy Grail? Why are you looking for the Fountain of Youth?
What's interesting to me, and this channel has made me really acknowledge it, you don't even agree on the fact that all of you are disagreeing. Some of you don't acknowledge there are any other game players out there.
Because look, I'm not going to defend everybody, but if I play a game, I don't care what you guys think about the game, right? If I enjoy a game, I'm going to play the game. If you enjoy a game, you're going to play the game. I'm not buying a game or playing a game for you to like the game that I'm playing. I'm playing the game because I like the game or don't like the game.
There was a video I did where I said people frequently want better graphics, but a lot of you ask for better graphics. And someone said, and I quote, "No one asked for better graphics."
This is never going to end. This is never going to end. This is endless. This is endless reaction video because he's going to keep making stuff talking about one person that doesn't like the graphics and then bring up the other person that likes the graphics. Or I like the encumbered system, but I don't like the encumbered system. And then he's going to put you in a generalistic form of you guys don't know what you like. Well, you don't know what you want to make.
I guess you never read a review and you don't go on any forum boards because yes, they do. And keep in mind, better graphics, sometimes they're just talking about they want a higher resolution. They bought a 4K monitor and they're upset they're not getting a game in 4K. Sometimes they want a farther view distance. They're upset that it clips really early or that there's always things blocking their view. They don't get a nice wide view of anything. Sometimes they just mean more creature variety or more location variety. These are all better graphics. These are all things that require.
This is why you need to prioritize what is good or bad in a video game. And if it's something that you want to put in your game, not me telling you to put it in your game, right? We never asked for better graphics. You guys made better graphics. And then now, all these years later, now the graphics is a thing, right? You decided to go from 8-bit to 16-bit to 32-bit to 64-bit and then to realistic graphics to photorealism. You put it up there where the games are getting to 300 gigabytes and it costs $70 and takes you 8 years to develop. You put this on yourselves. We didn't do this. You said, hey, we're going to up each other and we're going to up this and we're going to up that. And now you're in a spot where you're going, well, what kind of game do you want? Well, I'll let you know when I own a studio and I want to make the game that I want to make. Until then, I'm just a consumer. I buy the game that you make and then I enjoy it or don't enjoy it.
Require a lot more art time, a lot more things to be loaded in, a lot better optimization of your engine. These are all going into the category of better graphics. And all of you, I guarantee, have asked for some form of better graphics at some point when you're responding.
I just want a complete game. Tim, I just want a complete game. I'm letting you know. I just want a complete game. I don't need to tell you into detail. I want a complete game. I don't want a delayed game. I want you, when you put a date out there, and I'm not saying you specifically, I want the industry to put a date out there and hit that date. I want the game to come out where it's not broke, buggy, and unfinished. I want the game to come out done. Done. Complete. And it works.
To a question of what did you like and dislike about this game? Now, keep in mind, too, sometimes you guys talk about art style, but everything I just mentioned, even if the art style stays the same, you will need more polys and more textures and more everything just to give you more creature variety or more location variety. So just that means, it falls under the aegis of better graphics, but means more work, more artists, more time, more money.
Yes. I fall back to make a game, sell a game.
And many of you who say, well, I don't really care about graphics. I'm one of you. Graphics have never been high on my list of what I care about in a game. But
Okay.
many, many, many players are attracted to a game by its pretty graphics.
Well, there you go. The crux is that people like good graphics. So now you put that on you. So the game that you make, you have to put good graphics. So know that the budgeting and the money that you're putting into that game, that it has to be at least good for people to be interested in it. Okay?
Even if they stay afterwards because
You don't have to ask me what type of graphics. You've already established that. We have to make good graphics. So that's you, the artist's choice to make what game you want to make and what it's going to look like.
the gameplay is so good. Pretty graphics open the door. I've told some designers under me, sometimes it's like dating. Your head may be turned by the prettiness, but you stay because of the personality and the chemistry.
Minecraft.
So it's like that with games. Make a pretty game, more people will at least get their eyeballs on.
It's false. Pretty game. Minecraft is not pretty in any way, shape, or form. It's the most played game on planet Earth. Roblox, not a pretty game. Second most played game, or even the top played game in the world. Like these are the top 5. Okay, graphics are not a thing
On your game. Then they're safe because of the mechanics, and then later on they're deny ever even looking at your game because it was pretty. One of the things I want to point out is many of you argue against things that would make a game that even tries to provide more things for more players. And I've talked about how design by committee is bad, which I agree with.
So then why are you asking for people for committee? Why are you asking for people to tell you what they want? You are the artist. Make the picture.
And usually that leads to making a game that's so bland and vanilla that no one can really have an argument against it, but nobody really feels like playing it. What I mean by that is many of you literally have argued that games should have fewer game options. I'm not even talking about game difficulty.
Definitely don't listen to these people. Don't ever listen to these people, Tim. Okay? If you're talking to people that want less game options, they'll just throw those in the trash, my friend.
Just fewer game options. I have a video on game options. I'll link it below. Again, read those comments. Many of you are...
I'm not going to read those comments. I'm not going to give them the time of day to read those comments.
We're going, yeah, I hate when games have a lot of options. I don't know what to set. The designer should have decided that. Why are they making me do that? That just means they didn't have a strong vision. Not ignoring for the fact
that options as far as like easy, medium, hard sliders for stuff, like your option as a player, you don't have to touch any of that. You could literally just turn the game on and play it. No one's asking you to go in the option menu. The options, by definition, is options, meaning you choose what you want to put on or off. Options. All we're asking is, what I asked for Battlefront 2, is that I like that you can go first person, third person, right? I like that you can switch shoulders from left to right. Those are options. People don't have to use them, but they're options if you want to. Don't listen to these people that don't want options.
that many of those options are there to let more people play the game.
Of course there are.
I'm colorblind. That's a disability. There are games I literally...
So then why are we criticizing, Tim, about the people that don't want options? Obviously, that's a stupid choice, right? The more options, the better, because more broader audience can play your games.
Literally cannot play because they have puzzles or information that I'm supposed to pick up on that's color-based, but there are no color blindness options. The worst ones of these are ones that don't say up front that they do that, and then later I'm playing the game and I realize I'm playing it wrong, or I've...
You could just go to options. No one's forcing you to hit start and start playing the game. What are they supposed to do? On the board? Hey, dummy, go check out the options first, just in case you're colorblind. Like, what?
Encountered puzzles that I literally cannot solve, and there's no option to do so. Super frustrating.
Called YouTube. Just saying. I know it should be built in if you want help with puzzles. I don't. I like to use my brain, personally. But hence why there's options.
So let me sum up, because I've been ranting for a while.
All right, I love ranting.
I get that you, the individual, want what you, the individual, want. But you have to realize that you, the individual, are not very good at giving developers feedback.
You, the developer, are not giving good feedback to the gamers to get what you want.
And that you, the individual, are not everybody the game's being made for.
Correct. And this is why you don't read all the comments and try to please everyone, Tim. This is why you shouldn't be making this video about what do gamers know what you want and developers do they know what you want. Because if you're looking at every single person, because one person say add blue, and then the next person will be like, don't add blue, and the next person's like, no, add blue, and the other person's like, no, really, don't add blue, and you'll be like, I'm confused, should I add blue?
Many of you aren't even in the majority, and I hear you. I don't think I'm in the majority. I like a lot of niche games. I've made a lot of niche games. And so that's kind of what I'm saying here is game development is hard on its own, technically.
Make a game, sell a game. Make a game, sell a game.
But this lack of consensus among game players about what they want takes that difficulty to a whole new level. It's that much harder to make a game that you want to be popular, that you want to have a lot of sales, because most of you don't know what you want. Those of you that do know what you want are very vague at expressing it. And many of you don't realize that what you want isn't what a lot of other people want. This is why, for most of my career, I just made what I wanted, what I liked. I hoped other people.
Hold on a second.
And many of you don't realize that what you want isn't what a lot of other people want. This is why, for most of my career, I just made what I wanted.
You serious?
What are we talking about, chat? All of that to get to the point where he literally just said, my whole career, I make the game that I want to make. Are we kidding me?
What I liked. I hoped other people would like it.
That's exactly what you should do.
But it was me and the team just trying to make something we'd like that would make each other laugh, make each other have fun. And we were like, gee, I hope people like this. We weren't.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. You just make the game and sell the game. You make the game that you want to make. You don't care about the comments section on if people like it or don't like it. You put what you wanted to put in that game. And if you're happy with that game, then put out the game.
Sure. We didn't care. And when marketing would ask us questions like, what's the demographic for your game? We didn't know. We
make a game.
We didn't have an answer. And most of us, we didn't.
Out of the 2 videos I've watched, at the very end of 11 minutes and 40 seconds into this, right? Like I said at the beginning, I'm not mad at Tim, right? Just make a game, sell a game. He literally says it. He knows the answer, and it's in his own video at the end.
Didn't even care. We're like, I don't know. Why don't you go home and play the game and tell me what you think, who would like it? Many of you like my earlier games. Maybe it's because I did make them in a vacuum like that, and I wasn't.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
Thinking what people thought. However, I can tell you, my later games sold more copies. So what?
And there is the crux of the problem. Are you chasing the money? Or are you making a game? If you make the game, I won't even make the game. If you make the thing and people like it, it will be successful. Now he says that he made more money, okay, down the road, he sold more copies, okay? And that's the thing. Are you chasing the thing that you want to make, or are you chasing the money?
Maybe it's because I did make them in a vacuum like that, and I wasn't thinking what people thought. However, I can tell you, my later games sold more copies. So what's the right path? I don't know. But I can tell you this. Do game developers know what game players want? No, we don't. Hi, everyone. It's me, Tim.
Tim Kaine walks in with a question so bold. Do gamers know what they want? He's told. The crowd says yes, but then starts to fight. Tim shakes his head. Yeah, that sounds about right. Tell me what's good, not what's gone wrong. If you just complain, the list gets too long. You say, this sucks, but what do you mean? Fix the bugs or scrap the whole scene. Tell me what's good, give me a clue. If you only rant, then what can I do? Do gamers know what they want? No. Do devs know what gamers want? Also no. Tim grabs sips of coffee, sits down at his desk, reads a forum post, and it's a big old mess. This game is trash, screams Gamer29, but what's the fix? Yeah, they left that behind. I'm not a wizard, I can't read your mind, so tell me what's fun, be helpful, be kind. Is it the combat, the loot, or the quest? Or do you just miss the time you were obsessed? Gamers want dragons, they want guns. Make it all dark, but also some puns. They cry, this is bad, then ghost the thread. Tim throws his hands up, what's good instead? Tell me what's good, not just what's bad. But if you give me nothing, I'll just get mad. Do gamers know what they want? No! Do devs know what gamers want? Also no! Tim Kane's on stage taking Q&A. Tell me what's fun, just brighten my day. If you only tell me what makes you sad, then how can I know what you wish you had? I'm not your enemy, I'm just a guy trying to make a game that you wanna buy. So give me your love, not just your hate, and maybe next patch won't come in late. Tell me what's good, tell me the vibe, and if it's just complaints, I'll never survive. Do gamers know what they want? Nah, bro. Do devs know what gamers want? We still don't know. Tim drops the mic, gives a little wave, and says feedback's welcome, but please behave.
Amazing, chat. It's amazing. That's our Tim Kaine section of the show. That's the Tim Kaine section of the show there. Go give him a follow. Go give him a sub. We love watching other content creators. So give him a like. I'm gonna like it. I'm liking it. Robert Jones submitted that in our Discord. Amazing. I'm just so baffled by that whole thing. Right? I'm baffled by the whole thing. He complained not for just 11 minutes and 40 seconds on this video, but he made another video that was about the same amount of length. It was like 12 minutes, 15 minutes. So for 30 minutes, 27 minutes of ranting and talking about what do gamers want? No, they don't know what they want. And what gamers, do they know what devs do know what the gamers want? No. And then at the very end saying that I just made the game that I wanted to make. And that is the actual answer to all of it. Okay? That's the actual answer to all of it. Arga says it's literally easy to figure out what we like, listen to what we don't like, and do the reverse of the thing that was bad. Yeah, it's real easy, right? If you're making an open world game, if you're making an MMO, right? What MMO is doing good? What they're doing, that's the baseline, and then improve on that. It really is that simple. If you can't improve on what they're doing in the number one MMO, in the number one RPG, and the number one MOBA, and the number one Battle Royale, if you can't get your game, whatever you're making, up to this standard, then don't release it. You see what I'm saying? If your game falls short of what the standard is, then don't launch it. Not until you're here or here. Okay? No one's asking for this for the thing, right? If there's an RPG out there and you're making an RPG and this is the best RPG, then your RPG needs to come up to this standard minimum. Okay? So if they have an overincumbent system and a fast travel and loot system and trading system and everyone loves that game, if you want to win them over, then you got to hit everything that they're hitting and then +1. Like, for asking, like, what do you guys want? Well, what's the biggest selling of the game right now? Right? What it is, the answer is already there for you. Why do people still play World of Warcraft? Why do people still play Fortnite? Why do people still play Minecraft? It's amazing. When you're talking about a brand new IP, they should just make the game that they want. But if it's an established franchise, you serve the fans. No exceptions. BioWare did not serve the fans. Right, House. But what I'm saying is, if you're coming out with a Mass Effect game, like they're coming out with another Mass Effect game, that Mass Effect game needs to hit the standard of what Mass Effect 2 was, minimum, right? And then make it better. If you're a brand new game, Okay, if you're a brand new game, what's that game actually comes out that looks like Mass Effect? What was it called? We watched it a couple weeks ago. It actually looks pretty good. I forget the name of it. The hell was it called? You guys will tell me in chat. That game, if you're making a Mass Effect type of game, that game needs to be minimum what Mass Effect was in the series. Even though it's not Mass Effect, it's a brand new IP, the standards of this game need to hit the standards of what you're going up against because you were Exodus. Thank you, Ghost Wolf, right? Your game, if you're going up against or making it look like that type of game, then it needs to hit the standard of that game, regardless if it's a new IP or not. Because as the years go on, you have to compete with what came before. Unless you don't care, and then you can make your game as is. But it looks like Mass Effect. It sounds like Mass Effect. The story kind of looks like Mass Effect. So you have to kind of make that game the standard of what Mass Effect was. Huge success, which wasn't a success. Which Mass Effect wasn't a success? Are you making Mass Effect Andromeda-like type of stuff? Or are you making what was good in the franchise? Robert Jones says 11 minutes for him to say, I used to make games the way I wanted to, and now I do it and sells more. That was crazy, Jones. Right, and now I don't. If you can improve and innovate even small amounts over what the market, then maybe it's time to shift goals and make a different type of game. Realistically, a game dev companies just need to stop being publicly traded. And so they can also their dignity and their testicles back and make an actual game that they want to make instead of having no choice. Right. Suicide Squads was made because WB told them to make it, not because Rocksteady wanted to make it, right? Maybe they wanted to make a Suicide Squad game, but the company told them they had to make it a live service game instead of just making the game what they wanted to make, right? I would love to know what their original vision was for Suicide Squad and then when it got changed. I would love to know what Gotham Knights' original plan was before they shredded it apart and gave us what they gave. To impress the investors instead of impress the gamers. Right. They're going for the money. Right? They're going for the money. Right? Personally, I mean, if my channel doesn't tell you the type of person I am, right? I could chase what's happening. I could do what all the other channels do and grow my channel in ways that I really don't want to, right? But I stay to what I want to do for my channel, right? I'm not painting a picture, right? I'm not making a movie. I'm not making a video game. I'm making a YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is daily podcasts, live streams, podcasts. That's what I want to do, right? I'm making stuff that I would want to watch, right? Like I would want to watch someone like this. And that's why I'm making the things that I want to do, right? The money and stuff will come down the line, but I'm making the stuff that I want to make because that's what I think people would like to watch. Because why? I like watching that stuff. And if I like watching that stuff, there has to be other people that like watching that stuff, right? Instead, it's like if I had an investor be like, well, you got to make the content what they're doing out there. And they're making content where they're talking about political stuff and you need to make political stuff. And it's like, well, that's not what I want to do because that wouldn't be what I'm about. Now, if I have to talk about that stuff because of whatever reason, sure. But to do that, that's not what I want to do, right? And this is where my stubbornness comes in because that's the art that I want to make. That's the entertainment that I want to make. I bet it wasn't with guns flying about. Yeah, I bet it wasn't. For Suicide Squad? Robert Jones says original Suicide Squad didn't have guns or loot. Robert Jones says 30, you have to become a grifter. I can't. My moral insides don't let me. I can't do it. I don't mind talking about, like, if a story pops up and we talk about it and whatnot, but that's not who I am. Kuda Papa says, that's the problem with many companies in the industry, investors over gamers. But can you blame them? to a certain point, the companies that are the developers that are making the game, they're just trying to survive too, right? They're just trying to make the money so they can provide for their families as well while they're doing the thing that they like. Do you know what I mean? They're just doing what they're doing. And the investors, they're just trying to fill their pockets. And they don't care because they don't look at us as actual, they don't look at you as actual, like, consumers. They look at you as, like, you're the oil. And they're just pumping you and drilling you out for the money that's in your pocket. Instead of making a product and going, we really stand behind this product. We love this product. And because we love this product, we give you the best product that it is when it comes out. That's not what happens anymore in the video game industry. Very, very rarely does a game come out. I'm okay with bugs and glitches. Bugs and glitches are different than incomplete, broke, and buggy games, okay? You can have buggy, okay? You can have glitches. But if it makes the game where it's unplayable, I got to sit and wait 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 18 months for that game to get finished, that's where I have an issue. When you're charging $70 up front, and then you're charging meal piecing it down the line if it's a live service season pass or if it's a live service and it's DLC. I appreciate that, Ghost and Lucas. This is AA indie studio, put out a bangers, and AAA studios are out here floundering. Yeah, but they can flounder and still make a bank. You know what I mean? They're still making money, just underperform. When you hear a company say it underperformed, they still made a shit ton of money. It just underperformed what they thought it was going to make. We have the story-based action game, but we can make it a live service, right? Danny Owen says, I think you need to do a complete game with good gameplay and at least the amount of bugs/issues. And even if you put some politics in it, people will enjoy it. Like Baldur's Gate, Metaphor, etc. Sure. Because if the game is good, people will outlook other stuff in the game because it's a good game. But if there's some sort of holes in your game, you're pushing something, and the game is broke, buggy, that's where people have a problem. Personally, I just want a game. I want a fun game to play that's not broke, buggy, and unfinished. Okay, Indiana Jones, I loved. Great game. Okay, I had my doubts. Luke says, when the game is still not finished and they keep the marketplace, keep updated. Oh, yeah. Gotta love Marvel Avengers for that, right? Other games like that. Anthem is broke, no end game, but every Tuesday they updated that. They updated the palette schemes for the stores. Of course people like politics. This is why they watch dramas. This is why they watch those shows of NCIS and all these other things in the right? It's okay to have politics in a game. It's always been in video games, right? If it's fantasy based or not. But it comes a little around when you're, if what's happening in real world and all of a sudden they just change the characters' names to, instead of Joe Biden as the president, they're like, there's Mo Aiden, whatever, right? It's like, hey, that sounds a little bit like Joe Biden, whatever, right? They try to make the guy look like what's happening in the world, and it's like a little too close to home instead of having a fantasy-based story of politics inside a game. Gamer says, I think one game market was not fair with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was had the same thing that happened that Solo had when The Last Jedi came out. Last Jedi came out, people hated it, and because of it, Solo lost money. Solo failed. But Solo is actually a pretty good movie as a Star Wars film, okay? That's what happened to Guardians of the Galaxy. Marvel's Avengers came out, and people were hurt, and then Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and these are the repercussions of that. It's happening again right now. Skeleton Crew, okay? Even though it's a good film, I watched the first 3 episodes. I was pretty entertained by it. Me and my son liked it. We're going to finish watching the series. It's the worst rated show, worse than Acolyte, and it's far better, okay, than the Acolyte was. But because the Acolyte came out, people are just done watching Star Wars, so Skeleton Crew hurts because of it. Kudapapa says, we don't want IRL politics in games. We like internal politics, like Skyrim with the Stormcloaks and the Empire. Everyone's opinions are on that war. Right. We like politics. We just don't want it wedged into reality. Robert Jones says, EA might have had a gold mine with Anthem if they tried to revive it. I think that ship has sailed, but I think at the time, I think they could have had something, Jones, and that's why I don't think they closed it right away. They were like trying to think, can we still keep this going? Argus says, if your game is not good and you're pushing a social economic agenda, get ready for the chocolate starfish to get gaped online. Right. Yeah. All right. Speaking of the next story that we're going to talk about is the Flash director says that movie failed partly because women don't care about the character. What? I can't believe it.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
Like, I don't understand how this is like years later. The movie came out and just now they're like, well, it's just the women didn't care about the Flash character. Huh. It's that one meme. Huh. You know, like, we could have told you this ahead of time, right? Yes. Are there women that read comics? Yes, there are. Are there women that watch superhero shows? Yes, there are. Okay. Are there people that watch the CW shows of Arrow and Supergirl and The Flash? The Flash was one of the longest running shows, just to mind you that CW never made money. Just to blow your mind. Never made money. Okay. Imagine, we just had this conversation the other day. Imagine having an IP Transformers, where you have trucks and cars and planes and dinosaurs and insects, and they all transform into robots plus the things I just said. And they're just confused on how to make money. They're just like, we just don't have a player base. We don't have anybody that wants trucks, cars, boats, and like, they're confused by what they have. They have DC Comics. They have The Flash. Everyone didn't like Ezra Miller as the Flash. Okay. Mind you, the Flash movie should have came before the Justice League movie. Second, the Flash movie should have been canceled because James Gunn came out and said that all the new stuff is not connected to the stuff that you've already watched. So everyone was like, well, why the fuck am I going to go watch the movie? The reason I was going to go watch the movie was because I thought it was connected to all the other movies that we watched in the DC universe. But no, WB, Discovery, and all the rest of them said, no, that's not why. So everyone didn't watch it. Aquaman failed. Okay. Flash failed. All these things failed because they sabotaged their own thing. Okay. So here we are. The Flash director says the movie failed partly because women don't care about the character. Okay. By the time the film, The Flash, hit theaters in 2023, we're in 2025 right now, the beginning of 2025. Okay. Years of delays, right? And I talked about it on this show that they're having massive problems. It was old news. James Gunn and Peter Safran had already been appointed as the new co-heads of DC Studios and were planning to relaunch of the superhero universe that would also owe nothing to Zack Snyder's Justice League, which Ezra Miller as the Scarlet Speedster. And The Flash ended up making $270 million of a global box office, barely more than the roughly of the $200 million budget. It lost a shit ton of money. Okay. In the new interview, YouTube show, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Dick Costa, the Flash director, Andy Muschietti, is that how you pronounce that? Explained why he thinks the movie failed at the box office. One reason, according to Muschietti, is that the Flash didn't appeal to wide enough audience to make back the massive budget. I feel like we're about to go down the rabbit. Oh, you guys can't see it. I feel like we're about to go down the rabbit hole of what Tim Kaine was talking about of why gamers don't know what they want. Right? I feel like this is the same sense of feeling I'm getting right now about do we know as viewers what we want? Okay, so according to Machete, is that the Flash didn't appeal to a wide enough audience to make back the massive budget. Imagine I don't know, not making a movie $200 million. Imagine making a movie like Godzilla 1, right, where it cost $6 million and then made a goddamn fortune for them instead of making a $200 million movie that no one had interest in. Seems like the people that were running your company didn't do enough of the research. Okay. It says, when a $200 million movie is made and the studio wants to bring even your grandmother to the cinema, Muccetti said, through an English translation, when I found out the things like that, a lot of people who are not interested in the Flash character, there are many women who are not interested in the Flash as a character, but I'm very happy with the movie. Okay. Just question. Did Barbie have a renowned hit with men and women? No, it didn't. The women alone went to go see Barbie, and Barbie made $1 billion. Okay. Why? Because it knew its audience. For some strange reason, the people that are making superhero movies, right, they just don't get it. They don't get it. There's also a controversy surrounding Miller, who was arrested multiple times in Hawaii, okay, in public disturbance in 2022, and was accused of harassing minors of several occasions, okay? That's bad press, and people are like, well, I'm not going to support that dude. That August, Miller, who also used they, them pronouns, said that in the statement that he had begun ongoing treatment, but did not give the promotional interviews for The Flash ahead of the release, despite making a rare appearance at the film's premiere. Okay, he says, quote, as many people know, we had publicly crisis with the main actor, who is Ezra Miller, who got in trouble due to the mental health situation, Muccetti said. Okay, when you make a movie, there are really things that you can't control, and one of them was the actor have a PR crisis. I had a very good experience with them. They are a great actor and a great comedian. Sure, I mean, this is just Hollywood PR stuff, right? Probably shouldn't have moved forward with the project, especially since the project wasn't connected anymore, and you were just gonna toss it out there, okay, and move on to a brand new era, realm, multiverse, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So this Flash right here, I watched the first 4 seasons of Flash. Loved it. It was one of the highest rated shows on the CW. Okay. It says, and yet the character proved popular enough on TV where the Flash ran for 9 seasons. Imagine a show of Flash ran for 9 seasons and yet your movie bombed. Wouldn't it have been funny? Maybe if you listened to the people that were telling you no one wants to watch a movie with Ezra Miller, and they would watch it. I forget what the actor's name is. Grant Gustin. Right? Grant Gustin, okay, was a fantastic Flash. Everyone loved him as Flash. Okay? How cool would it have been if they did a thing where they made the Flash Grant Gustin instead of Ezra Miller? Okay? But who knows? Okay? It says the CW, as part of the Arrowverse that also included DC superhero show like Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, it finally came to an end with Superman and Lois finale last year. Although there have been multiple incarnations of the superhero across the history of DC Comics, Miller and TV's Grant Gustin both played Barry Allen, okay, and scientists who gained superpowers after getting struck by lightning and a bunch of chemicals. So it may not be an issue dislike as much as fatigue. It's not fatigue, man. It's not fatigue. It's about James Gunn coming in and just saying none of these movies matter after the other movies bombed and Zack Snyder was getting cut from the project and Henry Cavill was being cut from Superman. It wasn't just that Flash wasn't popular. It's like read the room. Can we read the room here, people? Okay, especially since the movie plot revolved heavily around the multiverses, which audience had already started to be tired of following everything everywhere all at once Oscar winners. Okay, so I really understand. I really don't think they understand why the actual movie bombed. Truly, I don't think they know why the actual movie bombed. They think it's because women didn't watch it. Okay, and I understand men went to go watch Barbie with their wives or girlfriends or whatnot, but the majority of the people that watched Barbie was meant for that audience of female. And imagine in a world where men like comic books, and yet they're trying to not make money off the comic books characters, off the population of men who are in the world that would go watch a comic book movie based on the comic books they grew up and watched and then share with their kids and children, okay? Where they actually love these characters, if it's Batman, if it's Superman, if it's Flash, whatever it is. But yep, nope, it's because the women didn't go watch it for the broader audience. Not because you casted a criminal for your actor, not because the character was absolutely horrendous as Flash, not because James Gunn came in and killed the entire franchise of Zack Snyder's characters that I wanted to finish out with. None of that. It's because women didn't go watch it. Bullshit. These are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe if you like what I do here. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous of what they're saying. It's because women didn't watch it. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. Lucas says, just like the Avengers Endgame, there was only one reality where the Flash was a success. Yeah, what Doctor Strange is like, just one. Okay. The CGI was horrible. That's on top of that, right, gamer? Right? On top of not the interest, but I actually watched it. I was entertained. We were on vacation this past summer, right? We were up in Maine and whatnot, and we watched it with a group of people. I actually didn't think the movie was that bad. The CGI was horrendous, but the actual story, I was entertained as a movie, okay? But I had no care whatsoever about the character in the movie because I knew as a viewer that it didn't matter because there was nothing else after this, okay? Because James Gunn told me. James Gunn came out and said none of the films that are coming out are attached to anything, and none of it means anything. So why would we invest our time to go watch it, especially when it started off and they were all connected? Gamer says, I mean, companies do research and surveys, but it seems that they are testing or tasting with the wrong audience. They need to target better with the studios. They do a lot of testing in a lot of different places. Even in Vegas, there was they do MGM when they do a lot of shows. They test it in the downstairs in the lobby area. There's I don't know if they still have it, but back in the day, MGM they would send their movies and stuff to the hotel, and there's a little section down there you can sign in, get free show tickets or whatnot, and you would watch a show that's that they're pitching to put on the air as a pilot or whatnot. Okay. They get stuff like that, but that's all over the place. They do that screenings in California and New York and in densely populated areas to get people to see if they like it or not. Use the Flash to play Flash. Kraken says they fumbled hard by not using Grant Gustin. I love the Flash TV show. I loved it. It was one of our favorite shows to watch. Eclipse says, I mean, I bet women didn't like Aquaman either, but they also got a hot piece of a man cake and to play him, and the women liked that. The Aquaman failed, I think, as well, didn't it? Didn't Aquaman? I gotta go look it up. I don't even know. I forgot that it even came out. Right? Box Office Mojo. Let's go to Aquaman. Let's see. Aquaman 2023. Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom made $439 million worldwide. I don't know what the budget was. It's got to be about $200 million. It maybe made money. Let me see. Budget was $205 million to $215 million. Okay. It was $45 million more than the 2018 film. So it's somewhere between 205 and 215 million. 439. That barely made, if it made any money, it made maybe 10 million to them. Okay, it made it into the top. 7 movies fail, 3 movies make money. It barely made money. 1 movie makes a blockbuster. That movie did not make money for them. I mean, it did, but barely. Just maybe broke even. Waterbear says, fatigue is their favorite word. Yeah. I think they're tired of shitty Super Bowl movies with some SBI shit thrown in there. Argus says, 30, we'll see how many things these companies change their views and strategies over the next couple of years with the conservative influence in charge. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Flash viewers were probably 85% men and 15% women, and they took from that lower percent of women, so it's their fault, right? Well, it's like remember the story a long time ago, Sisterhoods of the Traveling Pants 2. They said the movie failed because of men, and I'm like, what? Nobody watched the first movie for men. Like, that movie is 100% of a chick flick, right? That's why the term chick flick exists. Okay? That's a movie you sit on a Sunday afternoon that your wife or girlfriend makes you watch. You're not going to the theater to watch that. Their girlfriends take them and they go watch that movie, right? That's what it is. Oh, here comes my wife. She's coming in. She's going to give me your 2 cents. Traveling Pants, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2. No, they already made the second one. She didn't even know. Barbie. At home. Okay, what about did you not watch the Flash movie because you're a girl? Why didn't you watch the Flash movie? Are you interested in the Flash? Yeah, she likes she liked the CW Flash, is what she just said. I don't know if you guys heard her. She just said the guy that acts in the movie, I don't like him. Right? Ezra Miller, she does not like. But imagine, it was the women's fault that Flash failed, right? Not because of the casting, not because of the movie, not because of anything like that. Yep. Dolphin, the Flash movie is entertaining. I wouldn't say it's good. It's worth the watch. It's entertaining. I'll tell you what. One of my favorite parts in the movie is not Flash. It's Supergirl and Batman, right? Batman and Supergirl. The Supergirl that they show that everyone had a problem with, she was probably one of the better characters in the film. Zinto says, I think Amber Heard hurt the movie too. It was also around the time with Johnny Depp drama, I think. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Luke says the second one wasn't as good as the first and the whole Johnny Depp and Amber crap. Yeah. Just laughing because he blamed women. Normally men get blamed for stuff. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's changing. They never blame the women. Brad says, I recently saw a video where a guy started, Ed, that half of all gamers are women. Half of all gamers are women? I think if you don't include mobile gaming, I don't know if that's true. Let me see. Percent of women. Let me see. So, according to recent data, around 50% of PC gamers are women. Okay, meaning significantly portion of the PC gaming population is female. Okay. Okay, so let me see a total, because I just typed in for PC. Let me see on console. On console, it says, according to recent data, approximately 42% of women in the United States play games on console, making up a significant portion of the console gaming audience. So 50% of the PC audience is women. 42% of women play on console. Now, let's go for... In the U.S., 65% of women from ages of 10 to 65 play mobile games. So if you don't include, if you're including mobile games, then that might be true. Okay? 65% of the women play mobile games. Argus says, I can't hear her. I'm just going to assume she's saying super base things. Yes, that's basically what my wife does. That's why I'm with her. The Flash TV series is 1,000% better than the movie. 100%. Yeah, it's so good. It was so good. I lost interest after, I think it was season 5. I didn't watch the other seasons. One, we had a kid, and it was really hard to keep up with it. I never went back to it. Robert Jones says, from watching the movie, can you see anything that was marked for women? Yeah, Supergirl. Because she's a girl. Entertaining is how I feel about CW shows. Not good. Not bad, but entertaining. They never made money, Jones. Imagine CW running that show for 9 years and never, ever making a profit. CW is just like a big tax write-off. Dolphin says, there's an interview where the Supergirl is pissed. They told her she was getting her own movie and cut it. Oh, did they? She was good. I liked her. See, I'm okay. The girl's like super thin and whatnot. She's Supergirl. That persona of, I don't care how big she is, right? She's Supergirl, meaning she's got superpowers. I'm okay with it, right? Now, if you told me that she is that skinny and she had no superpowers, then I wouldn't believe that she could do what she did. Crowded says mobile games don't count, please. Well, it does count in a stat of games because games are played on mobile phones, so they just merge it into that. Akuda said, define play. Is it actual playing games or more like clackety clack clack? Yeah, no, it just says games. That's all it says. Dustin, he says, I think the movie Flash is so much better than the TV series, in my opinion. I mean, you're good for your opinion, but the majority of the population would disagree with you. Are you talking, Robert Jones, people didn't like Supergirl? You're talking about Supergirl, the TV show, or are you talking about Supergirl in the movie of The Flash? They liked the first couple seasons of Supergirl, but then they kind of went off jump shark, I would say, and then it failed. Yeah. A lot of people didn't like the girl because when the thing was happening and they were showing you all the drama that was happening with Ezra Miller, and then they were showing you shots of the girl and they were showing you with her short hair, and they didn't know her role in the movie and how big it was. They went back and they changed a lot in the movie supposedly because the way it was supposed to go down, again, rumor, is that Supergirl was have a much bigger role in the film because it was basically a Supergirl movie with the Flash, but then they went back and changed it for whatever reason. And they didn't like the way she looked. I thought she looked fine. They didn't like the way the suit looked or whatnot. In the movie, though, I thought she did fine. I thought she was a really good character. I think she was probably one of the better characters in the film, right? Obviously, Michael Keaton was good because I'm an old school Batman guy, and seeing him in the Batman suit was really cool. But she was actually pretty good. Dustin is also like Travis in a way, right? If people like certain things, and this is not shitting on Dustin in any way, shape, or form. I want to make that clear, right? I just noticed this a lot with certain people, which is fine. You're up to your opinion. If something's popular in a game, Travis doesn't like it because it's popular, right? Dustin doesn't like, or he likes certain things that a majority of the people don't like, which is fine. But I noticed that with some people, right? If you want to say not a sheep or whatever, cool, right? But I always find it funny that the majority of the population says they don't like something, and someone's like, I like that. I mean, I guess you could say that with me, because I give games a shot. Like, I like Marvel's Avengers. I know it's a bad game, but I liked it, right? Yeah, it's a hipster, yeah. I don't try to defend something when I know the majority of the population senses it as bad or good. It works the opposite way too. If you don't like something, but the majority of the population likes it, it doesn't matter if you think it's bad. The majority of the population thinks it's good, so it's good. Everyone's opinions, you're good for your opinion, but the majority, why a thing fails or succeeds is because of the majority of the people pay for it, right? If the majority of the people don't like it, then it fails. If the majority of the people like it, then it succeeds. Regardless if you think it succeeds or fails, the money talks, everything else walks, right? So if you like The Flash, you could say it's a good movie, but the majority of the population said it was a shit movie. It was a shit movie, and it lost $250 million. I like what I like is I like what I like is popular or not is just coincidence. Right. Okay. It's just that if someone defends it, Lucas, right? If you like something and it's a shit product, right? Concord. Facts are it failed in 12 days. You could like that and say, yeah, I thought it was good. But the majority of the population said no. So that makes it a bad game. Okay. You could like a movie, okay, and it bombs, and it's a bad movie because the majority of the population, they're there to make money. Okay. So it's a bad movie. It's the opposite way as too. You could hate something, but it made a shit ton of money. So that makes it successful. Doesn't make it good. It just makes it successful. What's going on, Brain? It's been a while. I hope you're doing good, man. I've tried to watch the Flash movie a few times. Ezra is just not is just so bad. It's hard to finish it. I didn't like the supporting cast. I did like the supporting cast. Sorry, I'm hard for reading. Yeah, I thought Supergirl and Batman were great in the film. I thought it was actually a pretty good story plot. I don't like Ezra Miller as the Flash. I didn't even like the way he almost had that quirkiness of like a Spider-Man, and I get it, but at the same time, I like Gustin's character of the Flash way more than what Ezra did. Sometimes you just have to ask yourself, do you enjoy shitty things? Yeah. Robert Jones says, or Argus says, Robert Jones, they also could have made top thinner, more skins, tight latex, but yes, the outfit doesn't look bad. Salty says Keaton carried the movie. I mean, obviously, I don't know about you, Salty. I was a huge Batman fan back, in the 80s when Michael Keaton was it. Like, he is Batman. Him coming back, I thought was cool. I know it's the jangle the keys that get you interested in it, but I thought he did a really good job, especially for how old he is and stuff now. I wouldn't mind seeing him as that old Batman. You know what I mean? If they did a Batman Beyond type of thing, and he's back in there as like a teaching the protege. Like he's the mentor. That'd be cool. I would watch that. You know what the problem is? He's been in other movies. Ezra Miller's been in other movies, and I thought he did a really good job. Brainchild says, I think it's partly because Gustin has given time to flesh out the character, whereas Ezra was thrown into the role, except to bring it to the big screen. Yeah, I also think if they did a Flash movie before they did the Justice League movie, I think it would have been better, right? Would have been much, much better. And that's also if he didn't get arrested and all the drama around it and everything else, and then James Gunn didn't come out and sabotage the entire film, all the other films that came out because they're not attached. There's a lot of what if type of things. Yeah, I'm not excited about the Superman film yet. I want to see another trailer cut. I'm gonna watch it, but I have no it doesn't look bad, but it also doesn't look great. Did you say what if? Too much, JBZ. Yeah, give us some Batman Beyond. They're slacking on it. Well, get ready because they are going to be doing Batman and a lot of Batman stuff. Not only are they going back to Rocksteady's going back to a Batman game, but they're doubling down because the Joker did really well on HBO. They're talking about doing a Joker series. They're going to do a season 2 of The Penguin. They're talking about doing Catwoman. They're going to do the other Batman film. They're going to be doing a shit ton of Batman stuff. So I hope you like Batman. Hope you like Batman or the Batman universe. I didn't get to watch season 2 yet, Jay Breezy. I forgot that season 2, let alone season 3 came out. Ron says, I want to Spawn. I said something about it yesterday, Ron. I was watching an interview with Todd McFarlane, and he was talking about the Spawn. He's got ideas for a Spawn, but he's waiting for it to all, because he wants to make a Spawn game. And he also wants to do a movie, and he kind of wants to overlap them for promotion type of stuff. Gotham was a good show. I liked it. Franchise of Spider-Man 2099, Batman Beyond, Steel. They could all do so many good movies from the material we already have. Yeah, but they won't do that. And the Batman isn't part of the DC multiverse. No, it's completely separate. Jamie Foxx as Spawn. He better not dick it up. Is he really? Is Jamie Foxx going to be Spawn? Is that true? After campaigning for the role for years, Jamie Foxx has been officially casted as the CIA Black Ops operative, Albert Francis, AI Simmons, a.k.a. Spawn, the casting of the new feature-length film adaptation of Todd McFarlane's comic book series. When was this? When did they announce this? Halfway last year. I didn't even know that. Spawn reboot movie with Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx Spawn reboot release date unchanged despite multiple delay factors. And this article was written October. Oh, that's October of 2023. I didn't know it was official. Look at that. I thought Pedro Pascal was going to be Spawn. Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors. Yeah, you got to stay away from him. Pedro Pascal is Spawn. Yeah, I would hate it. I'd be like, nope, I'm done. Spawn back in the day, man, that was good with John Leguizamo as Clown. That was a good role. That was a good show. Or movie, I should say. I'm all for Spawn, man. You can see my Spawn character back there. Wait, no. Oh, he's over here. You can't see him. Right there. Wesley Snipes is Spawn? No. No. Wesley Snipes is Blade. You cannot make him Spawn. I'm telling you right now, I'm not seeing the Fantastic Four, okay? I'm not seeing the Fantastic Four in theaters because of Pedro Pascal. I am hashtag no more Pedro, okay? I'm tired of seeing him in every goddamn major thing. Okay? Like the dude as an actor, I'm tired of seeing his face. Oh, yeah. Spawn's awesome looking, man. Spawn is awesome looking. Yeah, I got nothing personal against Pedro. Okay? I got nothing personal against Pedro. I'm just tired of seeing his face everywhere. Right? I hate that Hollywood does this. They take an actor and they run them through the ringer, man. They run them through the ringer. They basically put them in everything, right? Everything. It's like, hey, right? Video game movie? Let's put Jack Black in there. Minecraft, right? Jumanji, whatever else you want to put him in. Any kind of movie, let's put Jack Black in there. Oh, Pedro's hot. Let's put him in. He's Last of Us. He's this. He's Mando. He's Mr. Reed. There's so many actors in the world, and yet they keep going back to the same pool. Right? Chris Pratt's fun because Chris Pratt is in movies and then he does his voices. Okay? Pedro just takes everything. He's like the Pedro's turning into like the Nicolas Cage of this generation. He's just everywhere. Let's see what else we got here. Let's check some Twitter here. See what we got going on. Sony Pictures, PlayStation Production releases an in-production TV shows. HBO, The Last of Us, Season 1, Peacock, Twisted Metal Season 1, HBO, Last of Us Seasons 2 and 3, Peacock, Twisted Metal Season 2, Amazon Prime, God of War, movies Uncharted, Gran Turismo, Ghost of Tsushima, Jack and Daxter, Gravity Rush, Until Dawn, Uncharted 2, Days Gone, Helldivers, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Shadow of the Colossus. And then anime, they have Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Well, there you go. So Sony has just gone full berserk, making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 films. God knows how long that's going to take. So they're going full slate, which I'm fine with. And just to let you know, let's see. Let's bring this up on screen. Ghost of Tsushima going to be played by Pedro Pascal. Jack and Daxter, Pedro is going to be at least either playing Jack or Daxter. Gravity Rush, Pedro is going to be in that as well. Until Dawn, I can see Pedro. I can see Pedro inside that. Uncharted 2, Pedro will be the bad guy or something. Days Gone, 100% Pedro Pascal. He's going to be in Days Gone. Helldivers, Pedro is going to be one of the Helldivers for sure. Horizon Zero Dawn, I can see Pedro playing one of the side characters. He'll be in that movie as well. And Shadow of Colossus, yeah. The amount of Pedro we can see in all these Sony projects, it'll be amazing. Those of you Pedro fans, you're going to be excited. You're going to be excited. You know what? I think I'm going to work on a song about Pedro. All right? I'm going to work on an AI song about Pedro Pascal not being casted in every movie. Why not? Why not? Yeah, so much Pedro. You got so much going on for him there. Like, I don't know about it would have been cool. It would have been cool if we got him as actual Reed Richards like he was in the film. Okay? From that universe, you know what I mean? But who knows? Paul Tassi has an article here. The First Descendant has lost 96% of its player base 6 months in. I'll tell you what. We have the number one player of First Descendant right here inside our channel. Okay? Big Mo is number one fan of the First Descendant. He's still part of that 4%. He's still part of that 4%. Mo is still going strong with the First Descendant. All right, there. Space Marines looking for the next one. Big success of Space Marines 2. Warhammer Company looking for the next one. After big success, the next one. There you go. Amazon. AWS pledges to spend $5 billion in Mexico. Launches the next New Mexico server region. Is it Mexico or New Mexico? Launches in New Mexico server region. Okay. PGA Tour 2K25 revealed, released on February 28th this year. That's coming out. Yeah, Rivals is stealthily losing players. We talked about that article in the beginning because of bots. We had that whole conversation in the very beginning of the show. I think you came in after that, Luke. Here we go. Was this year 3? Was it year 3 now? Or year 2 of Halo seemingly heading to PlayStation this year? Last year, they thought Halo was going to PlayStation. Now this year, it's going to PlayStation. Soon, it might go to PlayStation. And you know what's going to happen? More money for Xbox. That's what's going to happen. Or I should say, more money for Microsoft, not for Xbox. More money for Microsoft. I think that's it. I don't really see anything else going on. Godzilla's coming to this Friday to Fortnite. I don't know if there's going to be a giant Godzilla walking around the map. Oh, here's one. Altassi has a article written about Marvel Rivals Season 1's highest and lowest hero win rates. So let's take a look at this. So the stat tracker, rivalsmeta.com, we have the latest numbers, and a surprise is certainly especially a relation recent tier list that may not reflect reality. Here are a breakdown of the highest and lowest win percentage competitive mode across all tiers. So Storm is the highest winning character at 57.70. Okay. Rocket's at 55.99. Penny Parker's at 53.41. Magic's at 53.40. Manta's at 53.16. Thor's at 52.79. Captain America's 51.79. Loki's at 51.55. Hulk 51. Fantastic's at 51.15. Doctor Strange is at 50. Adam Warlock's at 50.73. Wolverine's at 50.72. Psylocke's at 50.37. Black Panther's at 50.33. And then below 50 is Groot, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger, Hela, Magneto, Namor, Squirrel Girl, Spider-Man, Moon Knight, Scarlet Witch. Even the last person here, oh wow, it's a big drop-off. The Punisher's at 47, Hawkeye's at 42, Jeff the Landshark's at 42, and Black Widow's at 40. Okay, Black Widow's at 40. Everyone was worried about Black Widow being OP with a one-shot, and meanwhile now she's not. No one plays her. Right? Nobody plays her. If you look at this though, it's not really a big sway. I mean, it's 10 points for being like Storm all the way down to Luna Snow. But for the most part, most of these characters, you're winning at a 50% ratio. Round about 50% ratio. Highest pick rate here is Invisible Woman at the whopping 55%, given how she is there. Fantastic is just 22%. Far more DPS option. The lowest pick rate, of course, is Black Widow, followed closely by Iron Fist. Highest ban rate is Hulk at 41.99%, and Scarlet Witch the lowest is Scarlet Witch at 0.07%. She doesn't get banned. She does not get banned. It says, briefly looking at the wildly differently quick play numbers, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman have a very funny 72.68 and 68.47 win ratio. The lowest mode is Magneto and Black Widow, Loki, Mantis, and Jeff and Mantis. The other top picks in competitive, like Penny Parker, are low at 38.94%. And of course, you get a quick play. You can easily have a good character be sunk by a bad team, so I wouldn't read too much into that. So there you go. What are your season pass for Rival? Hey, 30. What are the season passes for on Rivals? What do you mean? What are they on? Ghost, what are you asking? I'm not sure. What are the season passes for on Rivals? Like how much? I think they're like $10. I think it's $10 for the season pass. Yeah, that's a problem though. According to the article we read earlier today, Luke, that there's so many characters coming in that it's bad because the person can't learn them all. Like what? I don't like that there's all these characters coming in. I can't learn them all. Oh, no, like why? What is it? And what do you need, or why you need it? It's just skins. So basically what it is like a thematic theme for the season. So right now it's the season of Dracula, right? Like Dracula took over New York, and then all these skins inside of the season pass are thematic towards like Dracula, right? So there's just really cool skins for Battle Pass. So if you don't want to spend money on the themes because you don't like the skins, then you don't have to. You can just play the game, get free currency, and unlock like emotes or sprays or name tags and stuff like that. I think you can get like one skin from Penny Parker. Other than that, everything else is just cosmetic. Everything's cosmetic. Yeah, you could buy it for $10 and work on it the whole time. No. You don't have to have it to play it at all. What'll happen though while you play? There's dailies, weeklies, and like event stuff. So as you're playing, you'll get this currency called chrono tokens. Once you get the chrono tokens, you can use those to use inside of the season pass for the free section. If you pay the $10 for the season pass, you'll have that forever. And anytime you play a season, get the chrono tokens, then you can slowly work on. So if you bought 3 season passes, the currency that you have, let's say one season you happen to have a lot of time to play and you have like 100 hours in the game and you have like 4,000 chrono tokens, you could spend those in season 1 or season 2 or season 3 based on what you paid for. Sarge says, you guys in chat realize in 6 months, every game in Rivals is going to be a sweat fest because large groups of people will know team builds and know their characters well. Oh, absolutely. What will happen, Sarge, is that people that play competitive won't play competitive. They'll go into quick match to play against quick match, right? Hence why I've said they need to add a PvE mode into this game. Because what's going to happen is the sweaty guys won't want to play sweaty anymore because they want to win, right? Because the sweaty guys in the top 500 are going to play competitive, and they're going to play against other competitive people, and the other competitive people they want to win because one of them's going to win, one of them's going to lose. They might go 50-50, 50%, whatever. Okay. They're going to take their team and go to quick play just so they feel better about themselves and destroy people in quick match, which is probably already happening. Okay. Well, most of those people right now, as the article we read, are when you lose 2-3 matches, you're going to go into a lobby of bots. Okay. Well, if that happens, slowly but surely it will diminish the player base because they're just tired of either losing to the sweaty guys that are coming to quick match or play up against bots over time. So they have to have something there for you, which would be a PvE mode to keep the engagement for the characters. Hence why I think they should always have some sort of PvE content in there for the game's engagement. And the players that are playing won't care because they don't care now about playing against bots. But the people that don't want Sweatfest, they want something else to play the characters with. And if they paid money for skins or for characters, they want to keep using it. There needs to be a PvE section in the game for people to use their characters that they bought for skins so they can enjoy it without being a sweat fest. But these are just my thoughts. Argus says, my boys I play with are super sweaty. I'll probably continue to do well with them even then. Sure. Yeah. So there was a video. Let me bring up the video again. We had it earlier. Where was it? Yeah, I showed this earlier. This was a clip. This is a clip from... This is a clip where Sue Storm... Okay, let me get you up to speed. This is a clip earlier that Sue Storm, because she can go invisible in the game, okay, is messing with bots to prove that there's bots in quick play, okay? These are not bots in the practice AI. This is a quick play match, okay? And you can see what happens here. She's invisible. And because she's invisible, you can't see her from the perspective of the other team. Okay? But the bots can detect that she's there because they're bots and they're programmed to sense when someone's in their area, circumference, they look towards them. So watch what happens.
I'm
right? So she just runs by and nothing happens, right? So then all of a sudden, Adam Warlock runs into the stairs, first off, of the path that they're taking. But then, watch, all of a sudden, she's invisible. This character, Adam Warlock, cannot see Sue Storm right now. Boom. He stops, it senses. So it starts to stare at her because she's there. He can't see her, but he knows she's there. All of a sudden, Hulk does the same thing. Hulk's like, wait a minute, there's something here, and it just stands still. Here comes Iron Man. Now, Iron Man's flying. Because he's flying, the sensor, the area of effect, he doesn't sense her, so he just keeps flying. Right? So they're just stuck there. They're doing their thing. They sense something. Okay, now here comes Winter Soldier from the background. And right there, he detects her. So now they're all three of them just sitting there detecting that there's someone there, but they can't see it. Right? Here comes Mantis. Mantis is coming down over here. Now Mantis is here. Now there's 4 people lined up. Now, she comes out from being invisible. Watch what happens. Soon as she appears, they start shooting at her because now they detect them.
Anyone willing to help?
That is all the evidence you need that there's bots in Quick Match. That's all the evidence you need, which we talked about earlier in the show. Okay, so Sue Storm is secretively exposing the bots in the game because the bots sense it, right? Like, just picture like the area right here, right? Pretend that this circle here is the radius of the NPC where they detect, right? So anyone that's in that circle they'll detect. So she is there, and they detect someone there. They're like, wait a minute, there's someone here. And then it goes in that direction. And they're just sitting there going, wait a minute, there's somebody here, but I don't see her because she's not seen. As soon as she comes out from being invisible, bah, 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 they start firing because they're, oh, shit, right? They wouldn't even know she's there. The bots wouldn't just stand there. People just don't stand there like that. So, Dog says, how many bots have killed me? Oh, there you go. You're like, wait a minute. I got MVP against bots. Yes. Yeah, I don't care. I'll take the MVPs no matter what. I'll take MVPs all day. I don't care if it's against 4-year-olds. I don't care if it's against bots. I'll take the MVPs when I get them. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel good. All right. That's going to do it for us today. I do appreciate you very much for coming out and hanging out with us for the Daily Grind. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till about noon Eastern. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, to play some more Marvel Rivals with you guys. If you want to play, come on by. Hit me up. 30 NSG inside the game. And that'll do it. You guys have a great rest of your day, afternoon, or evening, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Good morning, sunshine, rise and shine. The Daily Grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The mic is on, jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixel small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. We're nitty, tune in daily, don't you miss. Entertainment, wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the Daily Grind, your morning fix. Controller ready, headset too. We've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Controller ready, headset too. We've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Laughs and news, our winning blend, the show with you, our dearest friend. Comments rolling, chats alive, the Daily Grind, 5-star vibe. Tune in daily, don't you miss. Entertainment, wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the Daily Grind, your morning fix. Good morning, sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun below. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixels small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hands. Tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Come on in, your morning